Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Pretty soon you'll be able to hear this live at the Taverna in the Art District. Yeah, we're booking a gig finally. We got a summer gig coming up. It's nice to know. Hey, welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada, home of the soon-to-be triumphant Golden Knights. I still have faith. Game 6 tonight at the Fortress. Yes, I have faith. I have complete faith in my guys. We're going to win it today. We're going to go all the way to 7. Of course, we have to go all the way to 7 now. Oh, man. Today's going to be a nuts and bolts kind of show because I have no red meat to feed you. Literally nothing happened in the fantasy this week. Go for it. I'm gonna pull that's it is going like really you follow you never know. That would be happy. Yes, it's me later. Of course, now I'm going to have to go back into that and remove the music because I'm going to get a copyright strike for damn sure. All right, here we go. You guys know what this is about. I have to keep the music off of this. Actually, you know what? I might as well put the music up on this. There you go. What do we say? The bigger the hoop, the bigger the hoe.
Up to date when you have OF. Selling your soul, OnlyFans edition. My personal experience with OnlyFans has always been an exchange. I got monetary freedom, but in exchange, I feel like I sacrificed my love life. And this came across in the men that I would date. As soon as I met guys, I never was the type of person to hide anything. When I went on a first date with someone, I would always tell them what I do for a living. It was not something that I wanted to hide. But, you know, it was interesting because every time that I brought up that I did OnlyFans, every man that I met would hypersexualize me. And the conversations became less about getting to know me personally. They never asked you questions on, do you have a good relationship with your family? Or do you have, career goals? Or, what are you going to do on Sunday? Are you going to go to church? Those are not the questions that they would ask. They would ask you, what do you look like naked? And they would only text you past 10:30 p.m. at night. It's a really dark feeling that you get. You date these men and they treat you like you're a bottom of the barrel, like you're an online prostitute, and that's like the most value that you have. And after dating the same man with a different face so many times, you start to truly believe that because it becomes your reality. It's what you see, live, and breathe every single day. And, you end one relationship, you build up a little bit of confidence and optimism that maybe this guy will be the next one, and then he breaks your confidence again and tells you the same thing that all the other ones tell you, which is, I can't claim you. Like, I will not broadcast that you're my wife. You're someone that I would keep hidden behind the
I'm pretty sure they didn't use the words claim you, but they just call me crazy.
Teams, and that's soul sucking as a woman. It's hard, you know, because all you want to do is like be a supportive role to a man, help a man build his career and love him and cherish him and build him up behind closed doors so he can go out into the world and build an empire. I want to know from you guys, do you guys think that you can do OnlyFans and find true love? Is it something that is attainable? Have you ever experienced it? Let me know, comment down below. I would love to hear anyone else's input or suggestions, because I know that I have
5'3".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
5'10". We can't be eye level. I feel like I'm 5'7" in my head.
That's are you.
5'5".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
6'2". I can't do nothing with no little boy.
That's are you.
5'4".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
6 foot. You gotta be taller than me. I'm a little bit tall. Like, I don't know.
That's are you.
5'5".
What's the minimum height you would date?
6'4". Just because, like, they meet the door frame.
That's are you.
5'5".
What's the minimum height you would date?
6'1". I need to have heels on and feel feminine around my man.
That's are you.
4'11".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
6 foot. Is that like the height difference?
That's are you.
5'5".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
6'3". Just because.
That's are you.
5'6".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
5'11". That's just the right amount.
That's are you.
5'5".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
4 foot. I don't think height matters as long as they're like cute and nice.
That's are you.
5'2".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
6'2" and up. I'm sorry.
That's are you.
5'6".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
6'3".
That's are you.
5'4".
What's the minimum height you would date?
6 foot.
That's are you.
5'9".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
6'2".
That's are you.
5'5".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
6'2".
That's are you.
5'3".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
6 foot.
6 foot.
6'2". 6'4".
That's are you.
5 foot.
What's the minimum height that you would date?
I don't really date arrow ace, so I don't really like real people, but the tallest fictional character that I like is like 6'2".
What in the fuck is Arrow Ace, man?
I prefer a good cigar and a bad woman.
Thong bikinis, here's the truth. High-level husbands do not...
Hold on a second. Here, you got
Wives wearing thong bikinis, here's the truth. High-level husbands do not have wives who wear those in public. It's one thing to wear those at your house and in private. I absolutely respect people who work hard on their body, but character quickly gets revealed by our actions. Marriage is a direct reflection of you. A classy man has a classy wife.
I just don't get no hoes, man.
Neither does this dude. We should talk about that. I'm gonna save that one for later. That's a pretty good one.
See, it's kind of stigmatized now, and often you'll hear people, oh, if you feel jealous, it's like, oh, that's just your insecurity talking.
Yeah, it's that guy again.
You got to be more secure and confident in yourself. Stop being so jealous. And I wonder if that in itself is a mate poaching strategy of, if I can get you to lower your guard, stop being so jealous, be more confident in yourself, and leave your girl alone with me and, my guy friends or whatever, then this in itself can be a tactic of
very woke fishing type feminist kind of fishing. Oh, you don't think men and women can be friends? That's totally backwards. That's, and mate poaching research, Justin McGilsky has done some of this, that mate poachers used friendship as an infiltration tactic. And so, they do, don't worry, honey, he's just my friend.
Okay, so there's a reason I use this one, because I expect nothing less than for this to be a topic of discussion between Captain Michael Sartain and Will Costello when they finally meet up together and have a conversation. We need to talk about this one, because I will tell you right now what Mike's going to say.
Fellas, I have a social experiment for you. This weekend I want you to go outside, whatever that means to you. And I want you to put a wedding ring on your ring finger. Okay?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Put it on me real quick. Okay.
You go outside, whatever that means to you. And I want you to put a wedding ring on your ring finger. Okay? You're going to be operating as a fake married man this weekend. And as you're doing that, I want you to observe whether you receive more female attention or less female attention.
This is genius. Revolutionary.
And I want you to come back to this video and document your findings.
Brother, I could give you 30 years of fucking findings.
Now, some of you are going to get the results back, and you're going to think to yourself, wow, I'm going to cosplay as a married man for the rest of my days.
Yeah, okay.
Don't do that. Okay, that's manipulation. I simply want you to do this experiment so you can understand human psychology. Okay? Because once you're able to understand this, you'll be able to end suffering in a lot of your relationships. That's what I'm trying to help you all do, is to end your suffering.
I'm pretty sure it's not just the ring, okay? I'm just gonna throw that out there. I think your heart's in the right place.
Let me know what you find.
I will be happy to let you know. I can let you know right now.
I think, in my opinion, as a society, we are losing the art of flirting, and I refuse to let that happen. Okay? Flirting has turned into story likes, fire emojis, swiping right, maybe a DM if we're getting a little crazy. No. Okay? In person, somehow flirting has become a rare art form. I literally was reading, please guys, let me read this to you. A recent study at Date Psychology found that 45% of men ages 18.
Date psychology? Holy shit. What the fuck is it? Date psychology. Is that date psych?
Never approached a woman in person for a date.
Look at that. She looks shocked. She actually looks shocked. Like, bitch, you have the problem.
I don't understand. What? Like, I remember stories like my mom being like, oh my God, your dad would like call my home phone, and like my parents would pick up being like, hi, who are you calling for? Like you had to call home phones. Okay.
Yeah, when you were like in 9th grade in the 80s
to like get your date, and this is like people would be there and listen.
How old are her parents?
Listening, and like you'd have to like go to their house, like knock.
Oh my God. Yeah, well, she's not wrong, but
type do you need me to buy you so that you can escape melt?
Trenbolone.
What's that? Is it like that R2D2 shit? Like BP?
Yeah, it's like accelerated healing.
You're lying.
It's called trenbolone acetate. It's really good for your body.
I don't believe him.
Accelerates muscle healing. Kills your muscles.
My spidey senses are tingling. You're full of shit.
Congratulations on graduating high school. Good luck. Hey, remember me from science class? We should grab coffee sometime.
Sorry, I have plans.
Hey, Bella, hop in.
Bella.
Hey.
6 feet tall, 6 figures, 6 inches. I know my worth.
I've loved you since the day we met.
No.
Welcome back to Gay Island.
Nope.
Today we'll discuss how gender transition works and the different medical pathways available.
Son, it's time you move out.
You'll need a $400,000 down payment and a $200,000 income to qualify.
Only $3,200 a month, a steal in this economy.
Hello, sir. I'd like to apply for a job.
Sorry, we're not hiring right now.
Oh, okay.
Bro, I know how we can get rich. We need to buy this meme coin. Trust me, bro. This is gonna make us millions.
Really? I'm putting the last of my savings.
I gotta send that to your brother.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Oh man. Hello. Wasn't that great? That's I forgot who sent that to me, but it was called How to Be a Man, or like life as a guy, or life as a man, or some shit like that. It was pretty funny, which kind of gave me the idea for today's show. I was like, God, what am I going to do? Nobody's giving anybody shit. Like, I'm at a loss. What can I talk about? You know? Oh, and I have to say, speaking of talking shit, I watched MTR. His live stream's probably still going on right now. He started at like 9 o'clock this morning, and he's been going right up until he was still going when I walked into the studio right now. That's like 3 hours of live streaming. I don't know that he does long ass live streams like that. I know he does live streams. I don't know if I don't think I've ever seen him do anything more than 2 hours. But of course, what's he doing? He's talking shit about CGA again, who's talking shit about him again, who originally talked shit about him, and then he had to do a reaction. Everybody else got to do a reaction. And then O'Shea Duke Jackson decided to chime in and talk shit about it. And I don't understand. Like, there was a dream that was the Black Manosphere at one point. And it all died with the day that Kevin Samuels passed away. Because I'll tell you, man, like there has been a vacuum that has not been filled. And in a sense, God damn it, I hate to say that Andrew Tate was right, but I can remember Andrew Tate. I think it was like the week or so after Kevin Samuels passed away. And we're at like 3 years now, man. It's been 3 years since Kevin Samuels got passed away. And I also heard that Jordan Peterson's in pretty bad shape right now too. It's like, fuck, man, it's just changing. And I can't imagine Jordan Peterson's that much older than I am. So, but no, I was going to say is like Andrew Tate said about a week afterwards. He says, "You give it another week, give within a month or so, nobody will be talking. Nobody will care. Nobody will care about Kevin Samuels." And fuck, man, he was right. I mean, people still, go back to his material now and then, but man, I hate to say he was right. But who else? Who's the new Kevin Samuels? Like, I don't think there has been. I kind of hope that Alpha Male Strategies, I forget his dude's name. I was kind of hoping he was going to like step into that vacuum, but he didn't. And I don't know who else. I think maybe CGA thought he was going to at one point. And I don't know, man. I don't know. It's kind of like, it makes me feel bad too, because I like all these guys. And I know O'Shea has been led astray by Destiny on several occasions about me personally, but I don't have any ill will towards any of these guys. It's the manosphere. It's social media. It's Twitter. It's he said, she. It's all the he said, she said bullshit is what it is. And I will tell you this right now. I remember when Destiny and Not So Erudite were trying to find some way to paint me as some sort of closet racist because they thought that I had some like alt account on Twitter. It's like I have one fucking account. I just got it back. Thank you very much. But trying to paint me as some sort of like, secret racist. I'm like, get the fuck. And the thing that bothered me the most about that is like, I'm having to go talk to Fresh and like, and Big Mo, saying, dude, it's all bullshit. Like Big Mo, thank God I love Big Mo. Like he's such a good dude. He's like, why are we even having this conversation? I know who you are. I know what you're about. But just shit like that just gets passed around, and shit. There's still fucking videos today, still thinking that that's me, and I'm like, that's not me. That's fucking Destiny trying to paint me. It's just once again, it's the same MO. It's just like you can't find dirt on somebody. What do? You make dirt about somebody. You try to bullshit. And that's all. Seriously, that's all the guy is. But I can't give O'Shea too much shit because like he was listening to Destiny. He thought Destiny was legit back then. He thought fucking Not So Air. Both of them are autistic. Okay, like if there's ever any question, any doubt in your mind, just remember. Oh yeah, they're both on Vyvanse. Like just keep that in the back of your head, and that'll like sort of put things into perspective for you. But what is? There used to be, honest to God, there used to be a Black Manosphere. It was, ostensibly it was headed up by Kevin Samuels, but everybody wanted a piece of Kevin Samuels. And I remember when Kevin Samuels, before Kevin Samuels was Kevin Samuels, and he would actually do collabs. He was like humble enough to go and do go on Fresh and Fit. I think he was on Fresh and Fit once or twice. And people always ask me, hey, Rollo, how come you never did anything with Kevin Samuels? I was actually supposed to the month that he died. Actually, they were like Fresh and Myron were trying to set something up so I could go out there, but then he passed away before I could do that. But yeah, Tommy Sotomayor, yeah, I don't know if he's like, he doesn't have the same gravitas as Kevin Samuels though. That's the thing, is Kevin could do no wrong, man. Kevin was like, when Kevin talked, people listened, right? And I'm not saying I'm not going to vouch for even Kevin Samuels' legitimacy, but I will say this: people respected him. People did. They shit today. They're still listening and copy and pasting his shit right now too. So, so I'm watching this. I'm watching what is it, MTR and and CGA go back and forth. I'm like, guys, man, it's like you're on the fucking same team. Like, why is this even a big deal? I kind of understand Donovan Sharp's frustration with all this too, because he's like what's going to come? Like, how much money are you going to make off of this MTR? How much money are you going to make off of this CGA? Like, instead of like, this sniping back and forth, it's like you could be making content that like actually does something, that actually means something. You could be making some money off of. You could be growing your brand. You could be growing your communities. You could be like helping other people out. And God knows a Black Manosphere needs to fucking help out with their communities right now. But it's like what's the overall point in all of this? Right? And like I was going to say is I don't really have a problem with CGA. And that was another thing everybody was saying. I wanted to just sort of clear the air because people kept saying, like, I was listening to this shit and they go, yeah, Rollo had a problem with him. Everybody has a problem. I'm like, I don't have a fucking problem with CGA. CGA was in this studio with Fresh. And Fresh says, hey, I'm going to bring CGA and down to Red One. Can I do I think you were the one who did the production for it, right? I'm like, yeah, cool. Go ahead. Do what you got to do. I don't have a problem with CGA. I had a problem with Anthony Johnson. And CGA was all tight with Anthony Johnson. I guarantee you he's not tight with him now because CGA is talking about like, yeah, it's the clanosphere. I'm like, you were like a big part of the 21 convention, right? But it's like, I don't have a problem with CGA. If I had a problem with CGA, I would have said, no fucking way is he coming in my fucking studio, right? Technically, there's 3 people that aren't allowed in this studio, but there's 2 that I'll tell you right now. Is Pearl and Destiny are not allowed in this studio. There's one other individual, but I ain't going to name his name at this point. I think you know who I'm talking about. But yeah, other than that, I'm like, shit, I've had, Mike's been in here with Orion Teraband at least twice. So, and you guys know I'm not a big fan of Orion Teraband. It's not that I don't like the guy, but it's just like, I mean, I would very much like an answer to the question, like, how much has my work inspired most of your shit, right? I would love to have that conversation, but I don't think that's forthcoming anytime soon. Yeah, I know. Like CGA hates everybody. I'm like, come on, man. It's like it's people aren't out to get you, man. But you know what? I gotta say it. Not everybody is out to get you, but everybody is out for themselves. Yeah. So just. Take that however you want to mean it, but like CGA, I got no problem with CGA. A lot of stuff he talks about is just the same stuff I've heard. Like it's the same stuff Kevin Samuels talked about. It's the same stuff that I've talked about, and there's room for everybody here. So I just don't understand what the big deal is. And I know that if what is it, Andrew Wilson? Like it seems like ever since Andrew Wilson went up against like CGA, like CGA is just not taking that well. And I thought CGA won. Honestly, I thought CGA did a real good job in that debate. But whatever. It is what it is. And again, I'm not going to throw Andrew under the bus either because I think he's got a place in all of this too. But I don't know. I don't want to seem like, oh, Rollo just trying to be everybody's friend. No, that's Mike. Mike tries to be everybody. I definitely don't try to be everybody's friend, but. Yeah. What are you gonna do? What do you got here? What's up, Rollo? Are you ready? Let's go, Canes. Yeah, fuck you and fuck your Canes. I hope they get run out of the fortress today. I'm cautiously optimistic. I hope my Knights can win today. It would be great if they did. They've been kind of like on the downturn recently. They have to win the next 2. They got to win here, and then they got to win in Carolina too, which is a tall order. So we'll see what happens. I think they'll win tonight. When they have to go back to Carolina, I don't know. So I don't know. Keep the faith, man. Just got to keep the faith. That's all I got to do. So go wipe your ass with the Canes. What's going on? God Emperor. Wait, where's it there? Rollo, how are you feeling? I'm good. So finish up my homework on Access Vegas, and thank you for getting all the beautiful women together. I'll do my best to keep doing that as long as I possibly can, as long as my dick holds out. I did an interview. I did it with Puma Swede. Should be coming up next week, I think. She's pretty quick on the draw when it comes to like doing her post-production stuff. So she'll have her shit out there pretty soon. It was actually a pretty good interview. It wasn't like I thought she was going to go places that I thought she was going to get all sexual and ask me like, well, do you and your wife have hot monkey sex from the chandeliers? And, what do you wear when you're fucking? And I expected those kinds of questions. It wasn't that at all. She was asking mostly about my book. Right. And so, she's read the first 2. And then I want to say she's read Player's Handbook. And I had no idea Puma Swede was a fan of The Rational Male. And the reason why is because she was turned on to my book by guys in the industry, like guys who, like the male performers that she was with, had the book and they were all talking about it. And then they handed it off to her. And she was like, she's like, this is some great shit. And then when we finally did the show, then she asked me, she says, I want to do an interview with you. I'm like, okay. She's like porn royalty, man. I mean, okay. Yes, she's this year? This year she'll turn 50. Okay. Definitely MILFy, definitely mommy, definitely. Oh, wait, she's not even MILF porn. She's like GILF porn. I guess, is that what it's called? I don't know. I guess I'd be DILF porn, right? DILF. Like where do you? I mean, I know where MILF comes from the movie, right? But really, we got to carry it over into something else.
Deprived men.
Yes,
that's what this is.
Deprived. My only grievance was the damn flower child that was combative to you, Mike. Oh, that was like 2 episodes ago. That was when we had ABC Australia in, which actually I couldn't have asked for a better show because ABC Australia was in there, and I'm kind of hoping a lot of that makes it in. Of course, they'll probably fuck us with it, but we'll see. Combative with you and Mike. I could physically see Mike wanted to flip over the whole table. No, that was me that wanted to flip over the whole table. Because I, like, towards the end of that show, like, I usually kind of like lean into the hippy dippy woo woo magical power, Brazilian power crystals up your ass kind of thing, chakras and all that. I'll lean in. Oh yeah, you're a Gemini. Yeah, I'm a Sagittarius. But like with this chick, she was just, I don't know. There was just the vocal tone. I don't know what it was, but I was just like, she just didn't like, I would have gone like this, like, hey, okay. I would have, if I'd had my 8-ball, I got to make sure I bring my 8-ball to Access Vegas. But yeah, I was, I don't know. Usually I have a lot of patience for that. And at the end of that show, I just laid into her. But like before I did, like Mike knew that I was like getting like really worked, because it's usually Mike who doesn't have the patience for that shit. Yeah. And he knows, like he feels me building up, and he just is like this. He's like, just like that. I'm like, okay. Like if Mike's doing that to me, some shit's gonna go down. Yeah, that was a rough show. But I think he did that because, God, goddamn well, that's going to make it into the ABC. That's going to make it in there. I'm going to laugh when I see that. This Rollo guy's insane. My preference would be Anton Daniels. I like Anton Daniels for the Black Manager. Yeah, I like Anton Daniels quite a bit. I've seen a lot of his stuff. There's, Lucario. I like Lucario. Trying to think who else. I can't really even say. I like Donovan Sharp. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think Donovan is ever going to replace like Kevin Samuels, and he probably already knows this. Like he's not ever going to try. Anton Daniels, yeah, okay, I could see that. What's the guy? Ask a Brother podcast. That guy's really good too. I've been on his show, and I thought he was really good too. Can't remember his name. As much as I would like it to be Marquette, I like Marquette, even though Marquette throws shit at me now and then. Like what's funny is Marquette will like throw rocks at me all the time, and then he'll put we'll do a collab, but we won't tell anybody, and he'll be like, on the thumbnail it'll be like Marquette destroys Rollo Tomassi or something like that. Then we get on the show together, like, hey, what's up? How are the kids? Yeah, he's a cool dude. I like Marquette. I just like this, especially the Black Master. I can't think of anybody that I don't like in the Black, even CGA. I can't think of anybody that I don't like. I just want to see it like settle out. I want to see there be some sort of like cohesion, because it just seems like everybody's like doing their own shit. And you're right. I mean, the CGA just, I don't know. He just doesn't know friend from foe right now. And that's kind of tough. There was a dream that was the Black Manosphere. Yes. You could only whisper at anything. Thank you. Okay, I got it. It's from Gladiator. Anything more than a whisper and it would vanish. It was so fragile. Rollo Aurelius. Rollo Aurelius is dead, man. It's dead. It's dead. There was a dream that was the Manosphere. And this is not it, Proxima. Yes. Maximus. Where's shadows and dust? Yeah. Okay. So I wanted to talk a little bit about guys today, because one of the reasons I wanted to do this show is because I had so many people have been telling me in Twitter, maybe I should just not listen to these people. They're probably bots anyways. I have so many people telling me like, Rollo, you just talk shit about women all the time. It's women. I'm like, okay, well, what do you want me to talk about? And they're like, okay, you don't focus on guys. I'm like, okay, well, what do you want me to focus on? Like, do you want me to like pull the David Goggins thing and go, come on, man, get off your ass. Stay hard.
It falls apart in your life and your plan is fucked up. What the fuck are you gonna do? There's only one motherfucking option. Stay fucking hard.
I love David Goggins. Everybody, there are very few of what I would call like these success porn hustlers that I like actually that kind of get my blood going.
Yeah.
David Goggins is one of them. I will say that he's got that what is it, that Southern Baptist minister preacher like delivery, and I'm just like, damn, I'll go to your church, man. Anton Daniels is the only one holding a candle to Kevin Samuels. Yeah, you know why? Because he's measured in his delivery. That's why he does. Like so I got it. I think I wasn't going to talk about the Black Manosphere. Thanks a lot, MTR. But I wasn't going to talk about it. But the thing is like Kevin Samuels, you got to remember, Kevin was like, he didn't play well with others. Like for a long time, he wouldn't like, well, I shouldn't say this. Like in the beginning, he did collabs. He actually collabed with Fresh and Fit for a while. I know he did some other stuff. He did some interviews. Like he did a few interviews, but when Kevin Samuels became Kevin Samuels, like he didn't do interviews. He didn't do collabs anymore. He just did not play well with others. And I hate to say it, but my suspicion is that because he had like drug and alcohol problems at that time, is probably that he just didn't want, he had a very close inner circle of people. And I don't think he wanted people to know what his demons were. Right. And I'm still of the opinion that it wasn't fucking Red Bull that killed Kevin Samuels. Okay. He was in an apartment with some escort from St. Louis. Let's be honest. Oh, she was a nurse. Yeah, a nurse. Right. Yeah. A big booty Latina nurse. Okay. And he passed away. And I don't know, people say, well, he had a weak heart, blah, blah, blah. The cause of death is this and that. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But see, the thing is you got, I do know this for a fact. Kevin Samuels died with $4.5 million in his bank account. And he made that in the last, year, 18 months of him doing his thing. And for the last probably 6 months, 8 months of him being Kevin Samuels before he passed, like he did not play well with others. And even Myron and Fresh will be the first one to back me up on this too. They say the same thing. He just was, he was, I don't say a recluse, but he still did his shows and everything. For a while, he was kind of trying to work his way into doing like the panel shows, because he would have like 2 or 3 girls come over, sit on a couch, and then he would sort of try to do the Fresh and Fit thing, but he was trying to be more casual about it and do it in an apartment kind of thing. And maybe it was working for him for a little while, but the problem is, and this is like more to the point for like the quote unquote beta male survival guide kind of thing, is if you suddenly find yourself with a lot of money, right? And a lot of guys did. Like if you go and you look at like guys like Sneeko, if you look at like Aiden Ross is in jail now, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah, because he broke his parole or something like that, and they took him to jail recently. But oh god, and then let's not forget. I should have put that picture on. Wes Watson, holy fuck, man, what the hell happened to that dude, man? Like Wes Watson's back in jail again, and Wes Watson got a guy with demons. Wes Watson's got that's your guy. And I've met Wes on a couple of occasions in Miami, and Trent is a hell of a drug. I can tell you that right now. Well, when you're on a full gram of Trent every week, it's a hell of a drug. Yes. God knows what else he was flowing, but there ain't no Trent in prison. So, and he looks like he's lost a lot of weight. Like I showed you that picture.
Yeah,
he looks like he's
smaller.
thin as fuck, man. He looks like what's that rapper with the facial tattoos? Is that 6ix9ine? or
I mean, there's so many.
There's so many. He looks like a rapper with a lot of tattoos on his facial tattoos right now. And I don't know. I mean, I pray for Wes Watson. I do like that. I genuinely do like the guy, but I think the reason he got in trouble is because he's just like, what do they say? You're cycling or you're cruising? That dude was cruising a gram of fucking trend. That's his cruise. Yeah. Myron and Fresh are credible. I don't know why you would say that. I think they are. Credible about what? What are we going to talk about? Like if there's two black men that have been in this space that have any kind of experience with all this shit, it's Myron and Fresh. Let's just be fucking honest here. Okay. So you want to talk about who's credible, who's not? Like credible about what? Right? I'm not credible when it comes to like, hey, let's talk about race realism. No, no, nobody's going to take me as credible for that. That's for damn sure. Because I would never fucking think to do something like that. But like, what's the topic, right? What are we talking about? I think they're credible in the sense that like they've seen a lot of shit. But like the thing is like there's a lot of shit that I can't talk about that I know that they know that I know. And you're going to have to wait till my memoirs come out like after I'm dead, and then you can read them because I ain't going to say shit while I'm alive. I'll tell you that now. Oh man. Wes Watson's basically a Florida man. Yeah. He's like, what was it? Tiger King?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Are you being sarcastic? Dude, I am always sarcastic. Like, here's the thing. If you have to ask that question, just the answer is yes. That's the thing that kills me. Like, getting back again to like guys today, Gen Z guys today. One of the things that I think that a lot of dudes really are lacking is just basic fucking social skills. I'm going to channel my inner Aaron Clary here today. I apologize in advance. And I don't mean that in the sense like that they're not asking girls out. That's just a symptom of the disease, right? She's not wrong. Alex Cooper, when she was talking about how she rattled off the stats from that New Statesman article that Mike and I have been sort of bandying around the internet. People will listen to her and go, boy, this is really concerning. We've got a real problem here. We got to do something about it. Like me and Mike, like, who the fuck are these guys? You're not credible. Who? Yeah, but that's the thing, right? And I think it's just that's one manifestation of a greater problem. So I mean, I deal with guys who are older, primarily, like my Reignite guys. If you saw in the beginning when I showed you the very first video, that was the Miami white party, and I was going to show that on Access Vegas. I was going to lead with that video, but I was just too fucking busy. It just slipped my mind. But now I've got it. I might use it again. But the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because nobody ever like Mike and I build up the white party. We build up Babes in Toyland. It's a great fucking thing. You got to come, but we got no sizzle reels afterwards. I'm like, we really need a sizzle reel. We got to have something else going on here. God damn, man. Oh, wait. What time is it?
It is 1:47.
1:47, and in comes Michael Sartain, because Mike does not know when this show is. It's every day, or it's every Sunday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys are aware of this, because you guys probably don't know who I'm talking about, but you do. You know Steve Sharabura, yep, right? From Reignite. Mm-hmm. I have to I just got an update. Okay, so I'll read this off. If you don't know who Steve Sharabura is, he's kind of, you can't miss him. He's like the most outgoing, most friendly, most in your face guy. He's in my Reignite group, and he's also in MOA, and that's how he found us. And he was on our yacht party. He came to the yacht party. He was at the Miami white party. He basically he was on the fishing trip. He basically goes and does whatever I do. He'll participate. He's just a good dude. He just had a brain injury. Mm. And I'll tell you what's really crazy is I usually do for my Reignite group, in case you don't know, I do a Zoom call every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern time. You have to keep saying that because people, I'm on the East Coast. What do you mean? I will translate for you. But he was, it was funny because he was on his phone in the Zoom call and he was in a backhoe because he was doing something because he lives in Georgia and he was like doing something I don't know if he was cutting an irrigation line or something like that. Or he was doing something that's just one of those smaller backhoes. Right. Yeah. And God damn it, I said, because I was laughing. I'm like, what are you doing in a backhoe? And I told him, I said, dude, you be very careful in those. Because I have had friends of mine like fuck themselves up in those because people go, how hard could it be? It's a backhoe, right? Yeah. You don't know that little crane thing that comes over. That is heavy enough that if you're off balance, it will pull the cab over on you, which is exactly what happened with fucking Steve, right? Steve knocked his head against something in the cab. It threw him from the cab, but he knocked his head on the way out. And then so he had a brain swell and then a brain bleed. And right now he's unconscious. This was 10 fucking days ago. Right. And he was literally on the call. He had just hung up the call to go do something and he'd injured himself. And he literally did what I just said. He flipped the fucking cab. Right. And so now I got this. Oh, okay. So as I said, we saw Steve this morning. He's essentially been stable since the surgery. So he had surgery to relieve the pressure. Most encouraging news was he actually has his right eye open for a bit, only slightly open, but it's still a good sign. He also showing decent reflexes. Both feet react quite a bit if tickled. Great. The nurses said that he was able to squeeze her hand. But anyways, his corneas were reacting well to light stimulus. He has a cough reflex and a gag reflex. On the downside, his temperature is a bit high. They're putting some ice packs on him, and his breathing can look a bit labored at times. Deep chest heaves. Seems to be some secretion that they are periodically removing. They started giving him some sedation to help. He's getting an EEG. Should be later today. Not sure if everyone knows, but he had surgery yesterday in the morning to try to make more room for the swelling. The surgery said that it went well yesterday, so it's a good outlook and that he's still stable since then. Okay, good. Well, that's good news. Thank Christ, man. Yeah. Anyways, that was Steve Sherborough. Right? So prayers out. Whatever gods you worship in the universe, prayers to you, man. So yeah, I know. Sucks. Really sucks. So anyways, that's Mike getting back to me. And let's see. Oh, I got two more. Hang on. Let me just get to these right quick. What do we got here? Anton DeAnnas is the one holding the campus. Okay, we already got to you. Thank you, Sir Mr. Jason. By the way, Sir Mr. Jason, I have watched some of your videos, my friend. Funny thing is, you and CGA talk about the same things, money, muscles, and game, but he preaches the free agent lifestyle and does throw shots at you sometimes. Yeah, well, it's because I'm the biggest motherfucker in this niche, man. That's why. Name somebody who's been here longer than I have that's still doing anything. I mean, you could maybe Mystery, but Mystery doesn't have his own. He doesn't do a regular show or anything like that. Mystery's just still Mystery. Other than Mystery, who's been at it longer than me? No one. Yeah, I was. Wait, hold on. What time is it? 44 minutes in. Okay, well, almost 45 minutes in. Yes, I will still be doing the debate with Paul Elam and some other dude he knows. I don't even know who the other guy is. And me and Michael Sartain on July 8th. I think is the date we have set for it right now. We're still going to do that. I don't know where it's going to be. It might be on. I presume it's on his channel. I hope I kind of hope it's a live stream, because if it's not, all he's going to do is cut it up and like make us look as bad as possible. But I hope it's a live stream. I think it's a live stream. If it's not, I think I'm going to end up making it a live stream. So, anyways, so that is coming up. But I wanted to point out the fact that there's we're getting back to the point, the whole thing about social skills and learning to not only interact with women, but also to interact with guys. And that's one of the things I see a lot. Like when I'm listening to, like I said, Alex Cooper, when she's talking about how it's beyond the pale that guys wouldn't like be just, running out there and shooting their shot with women. And even women, I love it when women do like this. I would love for a guy to come up to me and just ask me out. It would be so old fashioned, chivalry, whatever the fuck that whatever they want to come up with. And of course, then what's the counter to that? The black pill doomers are going to go, yeah, well, I don't want to get sexual assault charges on me or harassment on me and blah blah blah, or these girls aren't worth the juice ain't worth the squeeze, or whatever cope that I can possibly come up with not to go shoot my shot. I get it though. I'm not going to say I don't get it. I understand where you're coming from. I absolutely 100%. But like, you can't live in fear. You can't be just sitting there like it's nothing ventured, nothing gained, man. Everything in this life. I'm going to quote fucking Lemmy from Motorhead right now, right? Was it safe sex, safe ozone, safe this, safe cars, safe whatever? It's like, fuck, it's too late. Everything that was accomplished in human history has become from not being safe, from taking risks. And sometimes those risks are really fucking stupid risks. But the reason why we moved along and we really got to where we're at right now is because we took fucking risks, right? What was the dude? Forget the guy. No, it wasn't. Who's the guy? I had this list of all of these experiments that led to like these major technological breakthroughs. But like so many dudes died just to make sure that we had the okay, well, I'm not going to do that again because Joey died and we don't want to make that mistake again. But what are we going to say? Well, sorry, Joey, you're not going to be able to live anymore. Are we going to still tell that guy that he shouldn't take that risk in the first? Guys are going to take a risk anyways. Women are the ones that are risk averse, not guys. And that gets me to point number 1 today, which is bitch behavior, which is kind of why I was harping on MTR and CGA a minute ago. Yeah, I know CGA gives me grief and everything. I got no beef with CGA whatsoever. I used to, because he was working with Anthony Johnson. That's really the length and the breadth of my problem with CGA, and that's hasn't been a thing for a while now. Which ought to tell you something. I'm still here, and God knows where fucking that weirdo is, right? But the thing is like, you've got to be able to take risks, and there's a lot of like when we talk about like bitch behavior. What do we talk about? Like, think of things that are what would you say is bitch behavior, Kyle? Gossip. Gossip is definitely bitch behavior, right? Yeah. Like, because that's what chicks. So what is bitch behavior? It's what chicks do, right? Yeah. So. Gossip, talking behind some guy's back. That's the first thing anybody says. If you're going to like give people shit, like you should like settle it offline instead of like bringing it up and talking it out right there. I think another bitch behavior is sort of ambush media. Honestly, like if you have a problem with me, or you're going to do whatever, you know that. I don't know, some other creator has a problem with Rollo Tomassi, and you go, hey, Rollo, why don't you show up on my my Zoom call, and it's just going to be me and you. But like really in the waiting room is like all these people who hate you, want to give you shit, and then you just, surprise, motherfucker. That's bitch behavior. Bitches do that. And you know which bitch I'm talking about. But there's other things too. Like think about like being passive aggressive. That's bitch behavior. Why? Because that's what a lot of like women resort to passive aggressive communication, right? Instead, like for men, like our form of communication is you mean what you say and you say what you mean. It's all based on content. It's all based on information. It's me relating shit to you, and then afterwards we'll figure out how we felt about it, right? For women, it's how it's all context, right? It's how does the conversation make us feel, and am I going to feel good at the end of it? And then we're going to have this podcast. We're going to talk and everything. And I didn't feel really good at the end of that. And it's like, good, because that's not the fucking point. The point is like, was some information, accurate information relayed? Can you use that? Can you make, beneficial changes in your life as a result of that? I don't care if it made you feel good. I don't care if it left a bad taste in your mouth. I care that you were educated by it and that you learned something from it. To me, that's a good taste in my mouth, right? That's a good result of that conversation. Not for women. For women, it's got to be, well, he would be so let's see, people would like him so much better if he just changed his tone. Tone policing, that's bitch behavior. Definitely. How many guys go, you know what? You know, you're freaking out. You're having an emotional reaction. You know, that's bitch behavior. That is bitch behavior, right? When you default to emotions. A guy starts crying or he starts like losing his shit or he gets kind of like semi-hysterical. That's bitch behavior. Why do we call it bitch behavior? Well, it's because you're a guy and you're acting like a chick. We don't have any like dick behavior. Or whatever. Like if you're a chick, it's okay for you to be a bitch. You know, you can be a bitch, right? That's all right. What's funny to me is like I hear feminists say this all the time. They'll be like, well, if a guy calls you bossy, that's a double standard. Like, no, it's not. Like, there's lots of dudes who are fucking dicks too. Be glad we just call you bossy and not like a bitch, you know, or we don't call you like what we would call, you know, the boss that we actually fucking hate, man. We reserve a lot, you know, our tone is much different for those guys. But so that's number one is like identifying like what bitch behavior is. Like, oh, like I loved it. Like I can't give you. This is because this is just the nature of the beast, right? I can't give you information about Lauren Southern, especially now, without it sounding like it's bitch behavior because it sounds like gossip. Oh, you just gossip all the time. No, I'm giving you the information that was relayed to me from Lauren Southern's ex-husband, who you guys tried to fucking essentially end my career by you know, coming up with like falsifying documents, medical documents and everything else, because you couldn't find any dirt on me, so you had to manufacture shit and then pass it off as if I'm some old guy who didn't fucking realize what the fuck was going on. Guess what? Everything I pointed to during 2023 has come to pass. All of it's vindicated 100% by Lauren herself, by Destiny himself. Even you want corroboration? Who's a credible guy? Andrew Wilson. Andrew Wilson had I will never throw Andrew Wilson under the bus because he had my back that whole fucking time. Right? That was not bitch behavior. But what is bitch behavior is if I remind anybody of that. I do one show a year about Lauren Southern or Michaela Peterson or I don't know, whoever else that I can't even talk about Alex Cooper without it sounding like I'm like, oh, you're just jealous of her success. No, I'm not. If anything, I thank you. Thank you, Alex Cooper, for making the Manosphere's case for us. And we don't have to get run up the flagpole by Louis Theroux anymore, right? Because it's coming from the same shit is coming from the number one female podcaster on planet Earth. The female version of Joe Rogan is the best advocate for the Manosphere and the Red Pill than anybody other that I can think of in the Red Pill right now, including myself, because I have nothing like her reach. Thank you for that. But if I say something about it, then it sounds like I'm gossiping. Gossip. That's the problem is like, it's this horrible catch-22. Like guys cannot talk about like the factual nature of anything that someone else says without it sounding like jealousy or professional jealousy or envy or what you're jealous of her success, right? Or anybody else for that matter. Like you couldn't possibly have a difference in opinion with somebody like that they like. If I say, you know what, Jordan Peterson's full of shit about this, and let me tell you why. You're just jealous of his success. I'm like, so Jordan's above reproach. Like we can't have a conversation. I can't. Like, can you disagree with him? Can anyone disagree with him? No, we can't. Why? That's bitch behavior. You said something about my guru, and now I want to fight you. Can't learn social skills from TV or social media. Yeah, well, that's right. Good observation. Yeah, you also can't learn game from social media or TV. You can't learn social media. You can't learn social skills or be socially savvy or conversational skills any other way than by going out and actually doing it. And that was actually number 2 is like being one of the things, like if you want to go somewhere in life, if you want to do something, and this is me talking to the guys right now. Okay. And I don't care if you're 18 to 30, the 18 to 35 demo, or you're the 45 to 65 demo, the message is still the same. And I've seen so many, where'd it go? I should probably pull these up because I was looking at, I know what it was. It was, let me see. I got to pull the full history here because I closed out and I didn't come back to it. Where did it go? Rob Henderson was on with Will Costello, and he's got this it's a podcast, and it's titled "Why She Won't Let You Buy Her a Drink." Because you're a dweeb. Not that one. Where did it go? I'm like searching through my history here because I had these in a little earlier. Anyways, is that it? No. Oh, there it is. Okay. A school leader's guide. This is actually what prompted today's topic today, but just so you know. A school leader's guide for countering the manosphere. Okay. And let me see if I can grab this out here. Okay, here we go. Should I put this on the screen? I have one free article left from this one. It was written by this guy named Mark Brackett. Mark Brackett is an opinion contributor in Education Week. Mark Brackett is the founding director of the Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence. That ought to tell we're batting 1,000 right out of the gate here. And then a professor at Yale University's Child Study Center. Netflix, and this was when was this? This was just last week. Okay. Netflix's new documentary, Louis Theroux, Inside the Manosphere, released in early March, is a timely reminder that online misogyny is no longer fringe. The Manosphere is a monetized online ecosystem of influencers, forums, podcasts, and self-improvement communities, including incels, men's rights activists, pickup artists, and adjacent content creators that turn male grievances into identity, ideology, and often contempt for women. That's a mouthful there, Mark. Like, is any of that up for debate? I would love to see. But even seemingly lighter trends like looks maxing can draw boys into a culture of status, obsession, resentment, and misogyny. Okay, so that's kind of like where I wanted to start with this. I think that there is, so if we're going to talk about like the manosphere and the trouble with guys and how can we help guys, right? What can we do? Because I keep just hearing nothing but rhetoric coming out of the mouths of like guys like Scott Galloway or the guys who I if you haven't read my Substack, I've got a really great new article. It's called The Vici Males. They're different in the sense that they're male feminists, but they're worse than male feminists. They're like the best slave on the plantation trying to get all the other slaves to come back onto the plantation and tell you how great the plantation actually is, right? The reason why I call them Vichy males is because it's a reference to Vichy France during the German occupation of France back in World War II, right? And so there was the Vichy French, which was the illegitimate government of France, who essentially just wanted to collaborate and wanted to surrender and then be a part of the new, what they thought was going to, because they thought the Germans were going to win, right? And might as well be on, you can't beat them, join them, right? And well, we know how that turned out. And the thing is they basically were sleeping with in some cases, literally sleeping with the enemy, and essentially wanted to side with the Germans and all those guys, right? All those wonderful people. And so that's why I made a comparison of guys who are sort of that mindset. And I can give you some examples, like Richard Reeves, very much a Vichy male. You look at Scott Galloway, very much a Vichy male. They're essentially siding with but here's it's worse than that, because it's different than, like, I'm sure you guys have heard of like the quote unquote sneaky fuckers, right? The male feminists who want to, I've said this a million times. It's in my first book. It's identification game. It's men who want to identify with the feminine because for since like the late 60s, we've encouraged the last 4 generations of men to get in touch with their feelings, get in touch with their feminine side, using Carl Jung's anima animus bullshit to say, hey, look, you have a feminine side, and that we still believe, certainly back then, that gender and sex and all this stuff is basically just social conditioning, and it's social construction, and the blank slate was real. And like I said, that's emotionalism, egalitarianism, social constructionism, and the blank slate. All 4 of those are the pillars of liberal thought, or certainly like postmodern liberal thought. You kick one or two of those legs out of the stool and everything collapses, right? Well, that's really easy to do here in the 21st century in 2026 because we already know the blank slate is horseshit. We also know that social constructionism is horseshit. Emotionalism is the language of women's psyches, right? But we've standardized on feels before reals. We know it's horseshit. And egalitarianism is also horseshit because human beings are innately hierarchical. So all that wonderful utopian, wishful thinking, every last one of those pillars is just absolutely been debunked or is so much, we have so much new information now that it's like, I don't even know why we're still clinging to these things. Well, actually, I do know why we're clinging to these things. But the long and the short of it is that we have these guys who during the boom, everybody who hates the boomers, like you should probably hate the guys more than the females at that time, right? Because it was those guys who sold out your birthright for you right now. Boomer men sold out their birthright for Gen X, for the millennials, and for Z, Gen Z, and most likely Gen Alpha, the upcoming one as well, right? They'll definitely feel the impact of having lost all of what we have lost is pretty much a result of abdicating male authority during the late 60s and early 70s, right? So you want to fight me on that? I'll be happy to have another podcast and we can debate that as well. But the getting on to my point about all of this is that what we have seen is men basically identifying with the feminine because we had this great new invention called hormonal birth control, and we wanted women to know that we were on their side, and we wanted to know that we were there for them, and we're supportive, and we're going to help empower them. And they were basically signing up for their own extinction as a result of that. But they were doing it because they thought that the more that they identified and the more alike they were with women, the more pussy they could potentially get later on because you couldn't get pregnant. Now they've got this pill. Isn't it awesome? Oh yeah, you need a on-demand abortion? No problem. Here you go. You have that too. Oh, you want Title IX? Here, you can have that too. It's like death by a series of concessions. What is it? The rot of all principle begins with a single compromise. That single compromise happened in 1965. But they didn't know. I mean, I can't blame them entirely because they didn't know the downstream impact of all of that. They just wanted pussy, just like you want pussy, just like I want. It's like he wants pussy. Everybody wants pussy. Okay, they had this new invention that could give you pussy, and you didn't have to worry about getting pregnant because of didn't have to worry about getting pregnant because of it, right? So, yeah, did that lead us down a very dark path? In some respects, yes, it did. In some respects, it's kind of cool. In other respects, it's like, but. The point of it is we are especially this Generation Z right now. If we're going to talk about guys who are afraid to go out, afraid to make approaches, or afraid to do this, simply because they don't have the social skills, they don't have the game, they don't even have the ambition or the drive to want to learn those skills so they can go get pussy. They don't even want to learn that stuff because they think that the juice is not worth the squeeze. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit here too. Could the juice possibly be worth the squeeze? Because it was worth the squeeze to every generation that came before you. And I mean everyone, like going back to like the Paleolithic era, right? The juice was definitely worth the squeeze for your great grandfather Og, the fucking, sub-Saharan African, tundra. Okay. So anyways, I wanted to point this out. Like, I'm looking at this right now. And the reason why I brought up this article here says, for educators, the central issue is not the topic of the documentary itself or even the documentary itself. It's not a documentary. Okay. It's a mockumentary or even the internet. It is what happens. It was what happens when these scripts and attitudes show up in hallways, classrooms, group chats, and everyday emotional life of a school. Again, there's that word again. This is a dude that's writing this. This is bitch behavior, right? A dude that is prioritizing emotion before anything else. How about this, Mark? How about we start looking at reason first? I'm not saying emotion is not important, but how about we do this? We start talking about reason and empirical data, and we look at the conversations, and we look at why does this seem logical for these guys to repeat all this and everything? Why does it seem like, why is the manosphere, the red pill, whatever, the worst of the worst, right? Why is that appealing? No, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to worry about the emotional state of the fucking school. That's your priority. That right there. Anytime you see, what is it? I forget who was saying this. It might have been Rich Cooper. It might have been Myron. I forget who was the one that brought this up, but like whenever you're listening to, especially for women, they'll always say, I feel like XXX, right? You hear guys will say that too. I feel like blah, 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 right? Anytime somebody begins the sentence with I feel, they're speaking the language of emotionalism. Simple as that, because they're saying I feel like this. Well, to quote Gad Saad, fuck your feelings. What do you think? What do you think is the law? Like if somebody starts to say, well, you know what? I think that this is the way that X, Y, and Z is, right? And let me explain to you why. If somebody begins a sentence with I think rather than I feel, you can pretty much guarantee that what comes after I think is some sort of logical progression of stats or facts or whatever, and they've come to some sort of mathematical equation. Is like, here's why I think. Here's the answer. This is what I think, and then they'll do the homework for you, right? It's like when you do trigonometry or you do calculus or something. It's not enough just to have the answer. You have to show your work how you got to that answer, right? And that's I think. I feel is, oh, there's this answer, and it feels like it's right. It could be wrong, could be right, but it doesn't matter because we don't have to do the math. We don't have to go through the calculus equation to say, here's why I think X equals X because of this, right? You don't have to show the work when you say I feel. When you say I think, you better be ready to show the work. You better be ready to show a deductive logical progression of thought that gets from a point A to point B. You don't have to do that when you say I feel. You don't because that's like, well, my truth is I'm living my truth. My truth is the answer is this, and I can't tell you. It's like based on like faith or emotions or good vibes or whatever the fuck you want to like. It came to me in a dream, all right? That's the answer, and this is the way I feel like this ought to be the way it is. You know, maybe you're using some instinct, but usually it's like whatever bullshit seems like everybody else believes too. And so I feel X equals X rather than X equals X, and I'm going to show you how I think. I'm going to show you how I got to that point, right? That's the difference in thinking. And this is something I really think that it's like the guy who's writing this article, he's talking about the emotional state of this, the emotions of this, or emotional intelligence, which we also know is bullshit too. But the very fact that you're starting off with that, I already know what I'm getting into here. The reason I brought this up is because this entire article fixates on kids, on boys, on the the 13-year-old boy in adolescence. They even say this here. As my colleagues and I argued in Ed Week Opinion essay on Netflix's Adolescence, a limited series about a 13-year-old boy accused of murdering a classmate. The haunting question is not what young people are consuming online, but whether schools can recognize and respond to cruelty before it hardens into culture. Teachers are already seeing the spillover from the manosphere into schools, boys parroting misogynistic influencers, and girls and female staff feeling less safe and facing disrespect. How so? Are they actually? Or is it just because they're listening to something that they disagree with and it rubs them the wrong way and they don't have any fucking answers? They have nothing to counter that. They say, well, I feel that I'm being disrespected. I feel like I am less safe. Okay, are you? How about I think we are? Okay, if you say I think we're less safe, well then show me the deductive reasoning from I feel to you are. Show me the math. Show me the work. It's not there because you never have to say that when you say I feel, because we're in our feels, we're in our emotions. And finally, the last thing I want to point out here is it's all fixated on kids. They're worried about Gen Alpha or whatever. They're not worried about the guys that I work with who come out of 25-year marriages, sexless marriages, who are ready to put a gun to their heads the moment the ink dries on the divorce papers, because they have no support and they don't know what the fuck to do with themselves. They don't know how to rebuild themselves. They don't know how to reignite themselves. They don't know how to do anything. We're going to, okay, fine, focus on the kids or whatever, but like, what about those? No, fuck those guys. We don't care. If they want to go and off themselves, whatever. And I'm not saying they're actually saying that, but they may as well be, because they just, they're not even an afterthought. What about the guys who are like, what about the highest, what's the demographic for the highest rate of self-deletion? 45 to 65. White males, of course, and 9 times more likely after a divorce. Why? No one's asking these questions. No one's following up on this. Rob Henderson, Scott Galloway, the rest of you sons of bitches, you Vici fucking males, are not following up on an entire demographic of men who are right there in the manosphere just as much as your 13-year-old kid in fucking adolescence. You don't want to talk about those guys because that's the scary part. That's the unsexy side of all of this. Nobody wants to deal with those dudes. You know, fucking Steve Sharabura, my friend Steve Sharabura, is in the hospital right now having shit, drained from his skull right now. And you want to say, oh, those manosphere guys, they're just grifters. They're just filching money out of these impressionable kids' pockets and stuff. That's absolutely not what I'm doing, right? But that's where they want to go with this. And I'll tell you, here's the other thing. The moment somebody comes along and they starts talking about this and they start doing something with that demographic, that guy will go on Oprah the next day. That guy will go on Chris Williamson's show. Once some guy comes along and does what I do or does what Mike does, they will be the ones that the gatekeepers have on the show, not the guys who've been in the trenches for fucking decade, for 2 fucking decades right now. They will not have anything to do with you. But again, I'm here for it. That's what I've been doing for quite some time. That's what I'm going to continue to do. Well, anyways, this whole thing was really more about like the boys' side of it. And I wanted to draw attention to that, especially for anybody, which I don't know who will be watching, but for guys like Lex Friedman, guys like Chris Williamson, guys like Steve Bartlett, guys like Tom Billou, trying to think of Jay Shetty, who will never even utter my name. Guess what, guys? There's a whole demographic of men that you are completely ignoring. I dare say deliberately ignoring, because it's just something you don't want to talk about. Let's see. Here we go. Give us some information the way Pimp C would. Pimp C? What the fuck is? Am I showing my age that I don't know who fucking Pimp C is? Let's see. I'm going to need you to elaborate. Instagram or TikTok. You give me some contacts. You should just interview me at this point. I got some stories. Maybe I will. I live where minimum wage is $300. Many women act superior when a man earns less. I worked the hard way. I worked and earned my seat. I don't feel the need to chase. Do I have a problem? See, that's the thing. See, if I say, yeah, you have a problem, then people are going to jump all up my ass. Well, these girls aren't they're not worth chasing after. Well, I think I have a problem with the word chase, maybe. Because I think that gets thrown out there quite a bit. It's like, well, Rollo just teaches you to chase women and just think with your dick. No, I don't. If anything, I'm trying to make sure that guys actually think before they jump, right? I'm not saying don't take risks. Take risks. Take calculated risks. You're going to take risks no matter what. I'm going to take risks when I drive my car home on the fucking freeway today. And when I jump on when that interchange from the 15 to the 215, and you just got to pull, fucking rip it. Grip it and rip it, man. And you better fucking pray to God that you make it on there. Especially that curve, that bank that goes right there, man. And you just accelerated to the fucking wall, man. I'll be taking some risks today. But the thing is I think that when guys bring up the idea that the juice isn't worth the squeeze, I mean, I get it. I understand why you would think that. But is there a way to make the juice worth the squeeze? The reason why I'm saying that, or I'm even asking that question, is because quite honestly, I've heard that fucking cop out forever. I've heard the juice isn't worth the squeeze since probably 2014. And you're never going to, it's almost like the God card. You're not going to what makes it perfect. You're not going to talk people out of it, right? if they're not, I can't make you do anything that you don't want to fucking go do, right? But by the same respect, I can't sit here and just say, hey, don't do nothing. I did this, maybe I should do this again, but I did this poll, and you know what GLP-1 is, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so GLP-1, I had this explained to me, and I don't know how true this is, and so maybe somebody, like, maybe you can look this up, or maybe you already know, Kyle, but like the GLP-1 has the effect of like making you not care about like pussy. Not that you don't want to fuck, but like you don't care about making the effort to get pussy.
Yeah, some say they bland out like themselves, like they lose not like attraction, I guess. These like sexual drives on some of them.
Do they lose libido? Like they don't want to fuck. They don't even want to jerk off to porn. It's just like, is that the effect, or is it just like it's like they could take it? It's like
It's a libido.
Is it like an SSRI in the fact that you don't really care one way or the other?
So it kind of, I guess it would be based on what you are as yourself.
Sex drive. Although experiences are mixed, while some users experience increased libido due to weight loss. Well, yeah, when you lose weight, you're gonna go, hey, you look good, let's fuck. All right. And improved confidence. Others experience a decrease in sexual drive or muted. That's it right there.
Yeah,
muted sexual arousal.
Because it's the brain reward pathways that GLP-1.
Right. So it's retatrutide, isn't it, or semaglutide? Yeah.
Well, GLP Reta is GLP-3.
3, okay.
And then Manjaro is GLP-2.
And then semaglutide is
GLP-1.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I got it. Yeah, I was wondering about okay, so of course Sam Bada knows everything about it. Sam Bada chimes in. Okay, I'll just read it because Sam took the time to do this. GLP-1 medications like Ozempic and Wegovy, I ain't taking anything called Wegovy, can cause a loss of sex drive. This occurs because the drugs dampen reward and dopamine pathways. That's what I've heard in the brain, overlap with appetite regulation neurotransmitter like serotonin, and can cause physical fatigue or nausea. Overlapping pleasure pathways, the brain's reward system controls both food cravings and other hedonistic pleasures. Let's just say fucking, it's okay. A lowered drive for food can translate to a lowered desire for sex or other compulsions. Okay, so my question is this. Thank you for that, Mr. Bada, because that's pretty much the way I had it described to me. And people were like, I'm going to stay on this. I'm like, why? Like, doesn't it bother you that you have no sex drive? Or like, well, I have a sex drive, but it's just buffered or it's dampened, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, I'm not trying as hard. And I think the question was asked to me. They said, do you think that if you're on GLP-1, that it's like this, it's like a miracle drug because now the juice isn't worth the squeeze and I don't want to do that anyway. So now I have a drug that like lessens the desire for me to want to chase, right? And so isn't GLP-1 a red pill drug? And I'm like, well, the problem with that is, as I was quoting Lemmy Kilmister, right? Mm-hmm. It's like all this safe stuff, everything that we have done in human history has been a result of being not safe, right? Yep. Well, you can also make the case that the reason why we do the things we do and we make the inventions we do, or we have this, men in particular have this drive for innovation. I think this is the number one scariest part about all of this is it's not guys not asking girls out on dates. But by the way, those guys, they're not on GLP-1. They just don't want to do it. Right? They just don't want to fucking ask anybody out. So it's the holistic approach, right? They don't need any drugs. They're just not going to ask anyways. But they still want to. They still want to get laid. They just substitute it with porn or whatever else, right? Now we're going to substitute it with GLP-1, right? Or at least that, I mean,
it's a byproduct,
theoretically,
but realistically, it's like it won't affect everyone the same, right? Like if I take it versus my brother taking it, it could hit us totally different.
Yeah, that's true. But the question I was asked is, don't you think that this could like lead to guys becoming more red pill because then they're not going to have that drive to want to go and get pussy, and then of course I guess the natural, like they're trying to lead me from point A to point B, right? Which is well, if that's the case, then those guys will make better rational decisions as a result of that. And I go,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because games exist, and plenty of people have thrown their lives into games.
That is true.
And what happens afterwards?
There's always something else. Well, I have this article. I'm going to be publishing it. It's an old article that I rewrote just for Substack, and I might just turn it into an article for Twitter because I think it's that good. But I have this essay, and it's called "The Something Else."
Mm.
And the reason why I called it that is because and we still hear it today. Women hate porn. They think that porn is the scourge of society, and guys will say the same thing. Well, I need GLP-1. Why? So I won't jerk off to porn. So like, I can't control my fucking hands, but the GLP somehow, like, you know, I don't have the spasms anymore, and I don't have to worry about it, right? But the thing is okay, well, that's essentially your SSRI. Why not take like antidepressants if that's the case? I think you lack conviction. I think you need fucking Zoloft is what you fucking need. But the thing is like I put out this poll, and I'll get back to the other point here in a second. But I put out this poll on Twitter, and I said, if you could take a pill that would make your impulses or whatever, you could dampen your dopamine receptors, like very similar to what Sam Bada was saying. If you could do that to dampen your dopamine receptors or whatever, and thus control your libido,
okay,
right? Would you take that pill or injection, however the fuck it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was something like 72, 73% of guys said that they would do it.
Wow.
And I was like, that's fucking scary to me because it's highly unscientific. It's just my followers. Right? I can't say that's not like settled science or anything. And I'll tell you that, unlike a lot of other fuckers. But the thing is what's scary about that, whether that's representative of a whole or not, is kind of irrelevant. What's scary about it is that guys think that will in some way solve their problems. If you could, maybe we can ask the comments or the chat here.
That's just masking it.
If you could, like, in some way turn your libido off, do you think you would be better off as a result of that?
I wouldn't even work as hard. I'm going to be honest. Like,
yeah.
the pleasure would not be there, right?
Like, do you think you would be more productive? Do you think you would like write the next American novel? Do you think you would come up with a new innovation or some new software program? Do you think you would become the next great Eddie Van Halen? Would you become the next great painter or the next great storyteller, the next great musician? Something. See, the thing, or it doesn't even have to be those. It doesn't have to be art. It could be like, I just figured out this new method of laying bricks. I would argue no. I think libido also is connected to our ability to invent, to be creative. Because there's no more creative drive than wanting to fuck a hot bitch. Okay.
Exactly.
I think it was, and okay, I take this with a grain of salt, but it was Sigmund Freud who said all energy is sexual, right? And so when you have sexual frustrations, you will be committed to, or you will perform novel behaviors
it manifests through
other ways, so you can resolve that frustration, right? So if you can't get laid, you will get very creative and come up with ways to get laid, to do an end run around whatever it is that's limiting you from fucking. So, because it's the reproductive drive. And no, it's not hedonism. No, it's not you want to go and just get your rocks off. It is you want to reproduce. That's the proximate outcome. Yes. I want to fuck the hottest fucking finest ass spinner I can get my fucking hands on with the nicest rack and the best fucking, Cranston, the best fucking thigh gap I can get my hands on. Yes, that's my proximate goal. My ultimate goal is I want to have kids, is I want to solve my reproductive problem. So in the meantime, since I can't get around the proximate goal, I got to figure out how to do an end run. And that's where the creative process starts. That's when you get people who want to build cathedrals. That's when you get people who want to build hospitals and washing machines and dishwashers and modern appliances and anything else that in some way seems to make our lives easier or women's lives easier. Or you're going to make video, you're going to make photography, you're going to learn new techniques in like painting as photorealistic as possible. Like you think of all the human technological, innovative, and I'm not just saying like technological, it could also be like sort of thought processes. All of that comes as a result of one thing: the fact that you want to fuck. The fact that you had to, because I will tell you right now, you remove that, you pull that away from the animal,
Changes your thought process.
and you're just content to sit there and vegetate, man. And that's what's scary is guys think that if they remove that dopamine hit, if they remove that, well, it's not even the dopamine, it's the endorphin hit, which is really the pleasure. If you pull that away and you buffer, you dampen the dopamine receptors or something like that, then that in some way is going to free you up to have more time or more focus on creating something or doing something other than worrying about pussy all the time. The problem is you're doing stuff because you are worrying about pussy.
I mean, all we have to look at is all the SSRI research.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or if you look like I would, this is me spitballing, I would argue that when you look at the amount of antidepressants that have been prescribed to women, especially women, like the 45-year-old range of white women predominantly, and you've seen the graph before where it just shoots through the roof. Do I have that? I might even have that. Where it just shoots through the roof. No, I don't have it on hand. But anyways, but you've seen the graph before, right? Do you think that those women are like writing the next American? Do you think that they have better focus and that they're going to be able to like innovate and do new shit? No. I would argue that women, like horny ass women, still have some sort of creative, drive to them as well. It's just there's parts of us that are that might be inconvenient. If you have a good sense of self, like, why would you not want to have the self-control to say, you know what, I really want to fuck that chick, but I really got to make some money this way. I really need to focus. I'm going to take this energy. I'm going to take this libido energy, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to apply it to inventing the next big thing, right? I still want to fuck that chick, but in a bad fucking way. But I'm going to take that energy and that hustle, I'm going to apply it differently. Like, am I wrong about this? Because I will tell you right now that it's my belief anyways that drive comes from the same source. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Let's get some of these out of the way. I live where that's your minimum wage thing. That was right. Can you guys not give me a $50 like super chat or $100 super chat? Because all I see, and I'm not complaining. Thank you for the super chat, but I was looking at MTR's thing, and he's getting like 100, 200, and not just okay. So then I looked at that. Then I switched over to Jake Monroe's live stream. He's getting $100 and $200 super chats all the time, and I'm like, am I limited? I mean, is it like there's something I'm not doing that you guys?
Could it still be the after effects of the limitations?
The limitations. It could be the buffering that they threw on me. I think, but it's weird because I do get a lot of super chats. It's just they're like $4 super chats, $5 super chats. I'm just wondering, is there like you're not allowed to do a 50?
So I've seen some accounts not be allowed to do 50s, 100s, anything above. But they're able to do 20s, 10s, 5s.
I think there's some sort of like limiter. I don't know what it is. Problem is the China shock. All the productive supply side masculine jobs were offshored to China. Only demand side feminized jobs remain in America. Yeah, that is true. Like I know I showed you that joke, how to be a man in America today. Yeah. But it's true.
That's why
it's funny culture. Because it's true. Yeah. Yes. I'm going to hang on to that video. So the next time I see Scott Galloway talking about how guys ain't shit, they need to get off their asses and fucking do so. I'm going to show you that every time you bring that up, Scott, I'm going to fucking use that. I'm going to put it right in that fucking thread, in that Twitter thread every time. EQ, emotional intelligence, appeals to the feminine, emotionalism, as well as Jung appeals to agreeableness and openness, personality traits. Yeah. Well, so I did a little bit of homework on EQ, emotional quotient, emotional intelligence. It is probably the worst science you could shake a stick at right now. There's like nothing. There's nothing scientific to it. There's nothing. It does not pass the acid test for actual real science. But I will say this: the reason why we're still clinging to it today is a lot like the same reason why we're sticking to MTBI and Myers-Briggs personality tests, because we've standardized on those things for the U.S. workplace. Why? Because it made sense to the women who were already in the American workplace, and they just adopted it and hung on to it, even though Myers-Briggs has been proven to be bullshit for the last 20 or 30 fucking years, okay? It's essentially astrology is what it is. Now, EQ, I think that it was real. EQ, if memory serves, EQ came out right around 1992, like in the early 90s, as a sort of this legitimizing, what I think anyways, was the standardization of making emotion, putting emotion in the priority above reason, right? You can, like IQ, easy, empirical, rational, reasonable, deductive, very empirical, very provable. Here we have, it's ones and zeros, right? Oh, well, it's feels before reals. And we need to find something that sounds kind of sciencey, so we're gonna create emotional intelligence, right? There's no such thing as fucking emotional intelligence. Are there autistic guys or autistic kids that can't read emotions? Yes, that's a medical condition, but the emotional intelligence, the emotional quotient is just bullshit, fantasy, pseudoscience that was made up to legitimize emotionality above reason and IQ. There had to, like, if IQ is masculine, there has to always be the fucking yang to the fucking yin, right? If the yin is IQ, well, what about emotional intelligence? There's no such fucking thing. No, we have to have a yin to the yang, an emotional intelligence to an IQ. No, you don't. There doesn't have to be gender parity in everything. Sometimes it's just the way it fucking is. Human beings have intellect. And if you want to talk about emotionality, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being emotional, but you're not going to quantify emotion. You know why? I'm going to give you 2 shots of tequila. Let's quantify your fucking emotional state now. I'm going to give you a gram of fucking Tren. Let's go on. Wes Watson is in jail because of his emotional quotient as a result of that. It's bullshit. Please, for the love of Christ, anytime somebody brings up emotional this and emotional that, check them on it. Bodily. Check them on it. Slam them into the sideboards with that shit. Oh, no, we're going to have nothing but NHL comparisons today. Reeves and Galloway are academics whose job is to defend post-materialism and post-industrial society. They can't admit that these post-scarcity is hell. I don't know about Richard Reeves because Richard Reeves came before all this, but I do know Scott Galloway is like, he's an agent. He's an agent of the Matrix for damn sure. Simply because, and the reason why I say that is because I've said this before, I'll just repeat it as briefly as I can. Scott Galloway is the liberals' answer to Jordan Peterson's, Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, whoever else that was on that list, right? Right after Trump won the election, everybody was licking their wounds, wondering why they lost. And the first thing they said, well, it's the manosphere. We don't have anybody cool to get the male vote to come and vote for us.
You know, the big term of 2024, Anderson, is the manosphere. And we're all living in the manosphere now.
That was the night of the fucking election. That was right after Trump won. This narrative was ready to go before Trump won. And so what do they need? Well, they say, well, the reason we lost is because we don't have a Joe Rogan. We don't have a Jordan Peterson, of all people. We don't have a Theo Vaughn. Theo Vaughn? Comedian Theo Vaughn? Theo Vaughn was just like, he just did this post. He just did a Twitter post. And he says, where do guys meet girls these days? You know, where all the chicks at?
He's starting to.
And I jumped into the chat. He's not going to see me amongst the hundreds of thousands of people who are fucking like responding to him, right? And I said, I was basically, get me to do it for you. I was like, so I sent him a link to, I said, Theo, DM me, because I follow Theo, right? I said, Theo, DM me. And then I left him a link to Babes in Toyland. Like, Theo, if you're watching, come to Vegas, August 6th. I will show you where the girls are. You want to know where the girls are? You want to go talk to some chicks? I will get you. Trust me, me and Mike, we can make that. We're the pimps. We are the dark lords of fucking Las Vegas. We can make that happen for you. What you want, we got. Yeah. So anyways, like, but Scott Galloway he's a product. He's just the personality that they were hoping was going to be likable enough to be the liberal version of Joe Rogan. How did he get on Oprah? How did he get on Oprah? Because he's already funded by the DNC to be the next. He's kind of cool. The kids kind of like him. Let's go put him on Oprah. He's kind of cool. Let's put him on Chris Williamson's show. He's kind of cool. Let's pair him up with Jim Sexton. Let's put him on Lex Friedman. Let's get him on Jay Shetty. He's already been on Bartlett. If you get on Bartlett, you have money. The only way you get on Bartlett is if you are an investor in his company, or you have the money. You work for somebody who actually did put money into his companies before or now, right? That's all paid. Everything Bartlett is pay to play. Don't believe me? I'll show you the article that just came up about Steve Bartlett. But Galloway is the answer. He's the weak cover band. The bad cover band version of Rogan. Everybody wants him to be cooler than he actually is, and the only reason why you see Scott Galloway keep coming up over and over. There's another bald-headed dude too with the scruffy ass beard too. Kind of looks like Scott Galloway, but he's like done too much kratom.
Yeah. I
forget the dude's name. But I'm like DNC. Let me explain. Do you want me to do it for you? I'll be high, like, just because I'll just change my tune later, right? Just like flow me. Whatever you're paying fucking Scott, give me like half of that. I'll be good. Then I'll go and say whatever the fuck you want me to say, right? But the thing is like DNC, if you're watching, why wouldn't you be? Scott Galloway is like completely unlikable. Okay. There's a reason why Rogan and the rest of these guys, or even Myron Gaines, or even Andrew Tate, who were named in Kamala's book, right? There's a reason why they're popular. There's a reason why people listen to them, because like they're entertaining. They're believable. Scott Galloway is in no way believable. You put him on fucking Oprah. That was it. End of story. You're done. What do we got here? We got, if every man became the 4%, then wouldn't hypergamy gravitate towards the 4% of this new standard and to infinity and beyond? Yes, it would. If the vast majority of women could get the 4%. You have to remember, the 4% is the 4% for a reason. They're very, very small. So it's not like 100% of the female population on planet Earth, like I don't care, from age 18 to 80 is going to like only open their legs for the 4% guys, because they don't even know who they are or where they would be. Okay. Again, this is a mathematical like fallacy, right? Well, yes, in a vacuum, sure, this would work, but we don't live in a vacuum. Yes, what you're saying, the equation would actually work, but we don't live in a vacuum. What do you got? Can't understand why guys are less productive if they can't chase pussy. After being with over 250 women, I can tell you that they're almost all the same. I'm motivated for my own gains and hobbies. Yes, but you still fucked 250. That's what I was like. You still fucked 250 women, bro. I'm proud of you. Thank you for doing the Lord's work.
That's a learned lesson.
Yes. Here's what I want to say is, were you more productive when you were fucking 250 women than you are now? Because I think if we really like compared, I think you probably were doing a whole lot more when you're banging, because you're like, well, it's like saying, well, I used to be in porn. I used to be a male porn star. And you know what? I'm Sterling Cooper. I've retired from porn, and boy, do I really hate porn now. No, you don't hate porn. You know. I was going to say is that the 250 chicks. Were you doing more? Did you have a different mentality? Were you more creative? Were you more analytical? Were you doing different novel things more often?
Time management.
Because okay, my notch count is 41. I can't imagine how long would that was like most of my 20s, right? I can't imagine like the amount of time and the investment and everything else to do, if assuming you're not like relying on escorts and hookers, right? The 250 chicks. I'm going to presume your 250 notch count is organic and not commercial, not transactional. But hey, bravo! You know, I still got to get. Well, here we go. I gotta give you your props there, brother, man. Well done. But I would argue that maybe you're probably. I mean, hey, if that's where you're at right now, awesome. But you know what's interesting is I've seen to back up this point. I've seen these. I don't have them with probably in my Twitter bookmarks, but I have seen studies that show that the majority of men's like innovations and inventions and like they're building something or creating, they're producing something happens before they get married. And once they're getting pussy on the regular, it kind of winds down. That's not for everyone, but the vast majority of guys. They tracked like intellectual pursuits. They tracked like
what time period is also this?
Yeah, well, I think they did it through the 20th century. So from 1900 to 2000 was what was the tracking. But during it might be different from 2000 to 2100, right? But as it stands, the most like innovative, most creative you're going to be is before you are married, before you have
becoming, right?
And it could also be, it might not necessarily be libido. It could be just responsibilities too. Like you don't have the time because you got to go, you know, put Junior to bed, right? So, yeah. 250. That's awesome, brother, man. Hey, brother, there is an extra $5. Keep up the great work. Yeah. Just keep giving me 5 and then give me 10 5s and that'll equal 50, right? Hey, there's 150. Thank God. Hope a little better. Thank you. Hope a little better. Hope I'm a little better. And Windstream, W-Stream, as always, Rollo, quick question. Okay. Well, you gave me 129 sex. Whatever.
Swedish.
Sex.
Swedish
well, Swedish. Well, okay. Since my new favorite person is Swedish. Quick question. Do you have any recommendations for a good book for my sister? She went through a divorce 2 years ago. Any red pill books for women out there? Good question. People ask me this before. They've said like, hey, Rollo, when are you going to write The Rational Female? Like, I already did. It's called The Rational Male. Women, you can read the book. It's like, no. It's like the boys' treehouse and no girls allowed or anything like that. No, please. If you want to know how women think and you want to know how guys think, The Rational Male is also for
self-reflection.
Yes, for women as well. Hell, Puma Swede's a fan and she read it but Puma Swede has a libido that even GLP would not stop. At 50 and she's still after it, man. Fucking A. Let me see. See, the problem is like talking about books for anybody, but particularly for women. If you go to the self-help section in like Barnes and Noble or something like that, and you look and it's like nothing but like, you're enough, girl. It's like, it's just messages like it's self-affirmation. It's you are, what is it? Why women date jerks or some shit like that, or letting go.
Dodging.
And I feel bad for women because it's all it is just, if I was to get into a new niche, I would just go get AI to write me up some bullshit like, female revival kind of like feel good about yourself, girl. Like, was it self-speak, right? Yeah. Tell yourself look in the mirror every morning and tell yourself you're gorgeous, right? And you're enough. That's a fucking bestseller right there. I could just name it. You're enough, right? Oh God. So, this is pure evil, by the way. Side note, nuclear caudillo. So he's on Roll Zero. And then I think he put this on Twitter, but he because we're in a private group on Twitter, and he linked me back to it. One of the most evil things he's done is if you guys do this, but don't do this. Okay. If you're with a chick and you're just getting her off, you just give her an orgasm, right? Or you're just post nut, right? Look that girl dead in the eye and say, "Tell me that you're beautiful." It's like, fuck, that's great. Tell me now that you're beautiful. Tell me I'm beautiful. Oh God! No, the girl tells him that she's beautiful, right? It will make her the most self-conscious you've ever made a girl in your life. No, but books wise, the one that comes just off the top of my head, but I would say this for anybody, male or female, especially coming out of a divorce, is read Robert Greene's Mastery. I tell guys this in my Reignite group. First off, if you're going to read any book in Reignite, read Reignite, right? And then the other book I recommend is Mastery by Robert Greene. Quite honestly, I think next to 48 Laws of Power and then the 33 Strategies of War, which I really like as well. Mastery is probably his best book because it describes the process of rebuilding and busting yourself down to being an apprentice. And it starts, spoiler alert, it starts out in the introduction about how it is, especially in the modern era, it's never been easier to the bar's never been lower. The barrier to entry has never been less than it is now towards mastery. So I'll give you a quick, I hate this, but for the longest time, when I wanted to learn guitar, I had to go to a guitar teacher to learn how to play and then do music theory and everything. And then if I wanted to learn a song, I had a cassette. They didn't even have CDs. I'd have a cassette tape, put it in. And if I wanted to learn Eruption, I had to go, and then it plays the music and you go back and I missed that part. And you keep going back and stuff like that. That's how you do it. Now I can go on YouTube and I can find a 6-year-old Chinese girl who can play it note for note, and they can play it at any BPM. And I was like, holy shit. And then there's every tablature, that you can, there's probably 100, 200, 300 different videos of how to play that one
full score
thing at full score. And any song you want to learn how to play Walk by Pantera, it's there. Cowboys from Hell, it's there. Anything you want to learn how to play, it's all there. So they say the barrier to entry, there's a reason why a 10-year-old Chinese girl can play that, is because the barrier to entry to mastery is as low as it's been in forever. But the thing is people are still lazy fucks. People still want GLP-1. People still don't want to, oh man, if I just took GLP-1, then I could learn how to play Eruption and I'd have all the free time to focus on it. No, you wouldn't, because you wouldn't want to. Why do you want to learn how to play guitar? So you fuck off bitches, right? It's a means to an end. I mean, I like music too. Well, I liked music too. Obviously, I'm still playing music, but it's not because of the money, for damn sure. And as much as it's fun to have chicks looking at you, I've been married for 30 years. I know who I'm fucking tonight, right? In fact, I would do better on Access Vegas than I would as a musician at this point. But the thing is if you took away that enjoyment of it, like the GLP-1, I would not want that to rob me of my joy for playing music or for drawing or for painting or for playing Warhammer or for, God forbid. Maybe it's low investment enough, but you're playing video games or something like that. Maybe you'll still play League of Legends or Diablo Immortal and Space Marine. Those are the only 2 games I play now.
Yeah. Space
Marine 2, which by the way, they're doing Space Marine 3 coming out. And hopefully it comes out after GTA 6, because I have a feeling I'm probably going to be playing that a lot with Mike. And no, I'm not a console guy, but everybody tells me that since I've been playing consoles that I'm going to get addicted to that. So, but I've been playing Diablo Immortal for a long while now. I started, God, I'm ashamed to say this. I started playing Diablo Immortal when I was in the hospital in December. and I created a character, and they have actually pretty good Wi-Fi at the hospital. Okay. So I started playing there, and because I was doing two things. I was either on Twitter, fucking around on Twitter. I was revising the book, the first book, or I was playing Diablo Immortal. Those were the three things that I could do when I'm sitting there and can't, got fucking wires and hoses coming out of me, right? But it was like my saving grace. I loved playing that game, and then now I'm still fucking playing. But I'm on the Purist the Decimator server. If anybody wants to find me on there, I'm Sejanus on that. That's my character's name. That's gay. I play a wizard. That's all. I only have one tune. That's all I play. So.
You're not a Chad fighter.
No, barbarians are the fucking meta, dude. You have to play barbarians on Immortal because it's just. Wizard is if I'd have known, because I'm like, hey, I won't be a wizard. I had no idea about the game. This is like the weakest, hardest class to level, hardest class to play. And I'm like, man, how come I don't see any other wizards? Like, that's why. And now I'm getting into PvP and everything. No, it's here. I'll spell it out for you. It's SEJANUS. I actually named it after a D&D character I played with fucking Masculine Geek guys. So yes. Don't ask me questions about that. But anyways, back to the point. Mastery by Robert Greene. I would suggest that book because I think it's unisex. You could be a guy or a girl, and it works really. I think it's a good book for learning how to learn, for learning to bust yourself down to apprentice, so that you can become a master. So I would go with that. And holy mother of God, look at that. You can. So you guys are just cheap motherfuckers. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Met a girl when I was 40 and she was 22. Oh my Lord. Here. You win super chat of the show today. Fell in love, etc. We always had issues, mainly her trusting me. I think it would be the other way around. Would it not be the other way around? At 10 years, she wanted to be alone. I was at 10 years. So she 40 now? When you're 40. So now you're 50 and now she's 32, correct? I was like, cool, and eventually moved out. Now she's pissed that I left her. Confused, etc. What the fuck is going on? Well, what the fuck is going on is like you basically took her 20s from her. That's what's going on. Because she probably thought you were gonna ask her to marry her, which at 40 and 22. You probably should, if that was going to be the case, you probably should have done it earlier on. I'm not saying any guy should marry any woman, but if you want to know what she was thinking,
the path of life.
This is what she was thinking. Well, I'm not saying you should have. I'm just saying this is what she was thinking was going to happen. And now she's 32. And got to remember, since you gave me, this is the first $50 that I've had in a very long time. When a chick, I've had this discussion with Mike before because Mike loves the youngins, which is fine. No, nothing, no shame. I do too. But the thing is I think one of the hardest parts of guys who are 40 years old. Let's take this guy's case, 40 and 22. You want to know why women get pissed off at 40-year-old guys fucking and fucking around with 22-year-olds, and it's this side of PEDO. Mm-hmm. The reason why they throw those accusations out there is not because they're old, dried up feminists, which is part of it, but it's because that woman knows that guy is most likely not going to start a real relationship with that woman. And what happens is all women know this, that their only real agency in this life is their sexuality. So between 18 and 28, those are your hoe phase. That's your hoe phase. That's your party years, right? Right about 22 or 23 is when you're peaking. Okay. And the thing is you have, as Myron Gaines has said in the past, it's like women are given all of this value, right? If you're a hot piece of ass, you're sexually available, you're fun, there you go. Thank you very much for that. Where we go. Yeah, we're looking at if you look at the 23 mark there, when she hits her peak at the top of that, and people go, this is a very unscientific fucking graph. Yes, it is. It was meant to be unscientific, so shut the fuck up. Let's continue. The thing is that when you are looking at the 22-year-old and you're the 40-year-old, the woman who is 35 and you're 40, she's very pissed off at the 40-year-old guy getting with the 22-year-old first of all, because she doesn't have that agency anymore, obviously, but also the amount of time that woman has before she ends up being the 35-year-old is there's all this potential and there's all this capital that could be used and explored, and you can make more money off of OnlyFans, and you can start doing porn, and you can start getting flued out to Dubai, and you can go to Miami, and you can do all this. You be living your best life, girl, or you could be going to college, and you could be getting your bag, or you can be doing. You have all this personal potential, but life is never going to be easier for a woman than when she's about 21, 22, 23 years old, right in that demo right there. And then, as you saw, it just gradually falls off to down to nothing, right? Assuming, I'm not saying that physically that's the case, but it's mentally. The wall is here. The wall is not here. The wall is here. Okay. So when that woman sees the 40-year-old guy, the 35-year-old woman sees the 40-year-old guy banging the 22-year-old, she's not concerned about the guy, really. She'll shame him. But what she's concerned about is the 22-year-old wasting all of that capital, because she probably wasted all that capital herself, right? And she wants to get with a guy who's the 40-year-old guy who actually wants to get with a 35-year-old woman and start a family or whatever else, right? Knowing that the 40-year-old guy is most likely not going to fucking start a family with that 22-year-old girl. But the expectations of that 22-year-old girl is that 40-year-old guy is going to start a family with her and is going to, live happily ever after. And I'll tell you right now, most guys who are in their 40s who can't believe their luck that they're banging a 22-year-old girl in the first place. The only reason they're able to do that is because they're made. They're still good looking. Mm-hmm. They still have they have money, muscles, and game, right? They've maximized their potential. Because if they hadn't, why would a 22-year-old chick be interested in them in the first place, right? So you've got a guy who is an exceptional guy, because if he wasn't exceptional, the 22-year-old wouldn't want to get with the dude in the first place. She wants to. You hear women say this all the time. Average women don't want to bang average guys. Well, the 40-year-old guy is clearly above average. The only reason we know that is because he can get with a 22-year-old girl.
He'll fuck him at the finish line.
Yes. And so she's there. She's the chick waiting at the finish line, and he's the 40-year-old guy who's just got the checkered flag. Motherfucker. So that's why the 35-year-old girl gets pissed off at the 40-year-old guy, calls him names, and the 22-year-old is going to hopefully not waste her capital, but that's why she's pissed off at 32 right now, because now she's realizing she's in her epiphany, just post-epiphany phase, realizing that you're not going to put a ring on it and live happily ever after, because now you're 50 and she's 32. And the reality hits that it's not going to happen for her. And now she's 32, wasted all that capital for the last 10 years that she could have invested in a winner, and could have done more with that. But she's on this side. She's this side of 30 now. And of course she's pissed off. Of course she's upset, because now you're 50. She's 32. She knows what you're about over the last 10 years. She probably had a good time fucking you, but she was fucking you with the pre-knowledge that she was probably going to try to have some sort of life with you. It's not going to happen. She's realizing it's not going to happen. And now she's just counting the cost of the fact that she had all this capital. That capital for the last 10 years has dwindled away. She's 32. And now she has to work at it, because now 3 years later, she's going to be the 35-year-old woman who's going to be pissed off at the 40-year-old guy for fucking the new 22-year-old in the next crop of 22-year-olds that come up. End of story. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Gotcha.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, it's like investing into a meme coin and getting the rug pulled under her.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. I don't think people realize Myron's talked about this in different terminology, but really between 18 and 28, that's when women have the most sexual agency. That's when they have the most sexual capital. And so a woman can either be the woman waiting at the finish line to fuck the winners, or she can take that capital and hopefully bet on the meme coin or whatever, hopefully bet on the potential of the guy who's not 40, but she's 22 and he's 28, right? I think he's going to be a winner in the next 5 years. By the time he gets to be 36, whatever, he's going to make partner in the law firm. He's going to be more experience. He's going to have, better judge of character. He's going to be a better father. He still looks good, yada, yada. I'm going to take all that capital because I'm young, sexy, and hot, and people want to fly me out to fucking, to Dubai. But you know what? I'm not like other girls. I'm going to put all my sexual agency and all of this $1 million that I was given as a result of me being a hot piece of ass at 22 years old, and I'm going to put it into this 28-year-old guy, and hope for the put everything on red, and then hopefully it pays off, and that's the way it works, right? That's the way it used to work. Now it's like
less and less common.
Now women want an insurance policy. So that insurance policy is for long-term security. Okay, well, I got to go to school. I got to get my bag. I got to go do OnlyFans. I got to have a business. I got to have a degree. I got to work in HR. I don't know, whatever the fuck it is, but it's because if that doesn't work out for them, they need to have a backup plan. They need to have a contingency. And what do we have here? Strings hurt. Then finding bandmates. The kids are not prepared to put on a live show. Too much effort for them. You mean putting together a band?
I'm guessing, yeah.
Strings hurt.
Strings hurt.
What gauge strings are you using? Not nines. Nines don't hurt. Yeah, it's funny. It's like when I started playing for Trial of Ascension, and I would start playing 7-string guitars and everything. I was so used to playing like nines, like really light gauge strings. And then like CJ's like, what the fuck are you playing? And I go, these are nines. I play this like, because he's like, that's fucking boomer strings. because you be fast on them and everything. Fast doesn't matter in like prog metal. Like you have to be accurate, and it's like it's gent music is basically what don't say that, but it's gent music, right? And you're using like those really like pointy stabby ass like jazz picks, and you like that. And you better have some thick ass strings, because I can't tell you how many light gauge strings I just broke like on impact. Yes, strings can hurt, especially if they're 10s or 11s. Finding bandmates is hard. Yes. Well, not if you use, what is it? Vamper. Have you heard of Vamper?
I have not.
Vamper is like Tinder for musicians.
Okay,
in fact, you even swipe left and swipe right. That's great, man. Vamper is awesome, man. VAMPR. It's like Tinder is Vamper is what it is. So you can find musicians probably on Vamper. Kids are not prepared to put on a live show. That I agree with. Everybody wants to sit there and like play for their computers. Too much effort for them. Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, put together a band. Put some songs together, and they're going to suck. And then you're going to write some more songs, and they're also going to suck. And they're going to write some more songs, and all of them are going to suck except for one. And one's going to be okay. And then you're going to go, oh, fuck, that's great. Let's do that again. And then you're going to do more songs, and like 3 of them won't suck. And then you're going to do some more songs, and then all of them are going to sound kind of better. And then you're going to keep going, and then suddenly you're a band. Roosh V once wrote one last book before he retired. Yeah, it's Lady. I remember that. To help women find a husband. I could recommend that. The only problem is you would have to find an old copy of it, because I know that he took that book, including all the rest of his books, off of Amazon when he retired from the Manosphere. But yeah, I remember that book. The last best book, God damn it, the last best book that Roche ever wrote, I think, was Pussy Paradise, Poossy, and that one. And then there was 30 Bangs, where he wrote about the last 30 chicks that he fucked. Those were pretty good. I know it sounds weird. I know it sounds bad, but they were actually very good. Like Roosh was a good writer. I don't think people really appreciate just how good a writer Roosh was. There's a lot of guys who I think are like fantastic writers, but you'll never hear of them because like the stuff that they write about is like pulp pussy stuff. Yeah. That's the best like way I can describe it. Like Delicious Tacos. That guy he is like not Charles Bukowski. Who wrote Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? That dude. I forget the name of it. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Who's the writer of that? Somebody in the chat will tell me. Hunter S. Thompson. Yes. Shit. How did I fucking forget that? I just blocked on the name. Sorry. Hunter S. Thompson. Like Delicious Tacos is the Hunter S. Thompson of this generation. He's that fucking good. He's not Ernest Hemingway. He's Hunter S. Thompson. Big difference. You're right. Didn't marry and took her 20s biggest. This is that dude again. You're right. Didn't marry her and took her 20s biggest complaints is her biggest complaint. But she's pissed that I left, didn't stay, pissed that it was easy for me to leave. You are 50. Marriage looked very risky with her. We were off and on the whole time. Thanks. Well, so really what it boils down to is that she's probably pissed off that you took her agency. Or now she's got to. See, here's the thing is if that woman puts a bet on a guy, okay, the 40-year-old guy at 22, the 22-year-old girl, the 40-year-old guy might look, hey, I'm going to stick it out with this guy. He's already got looks like he's almost already made, right? That sounds like you're going to take a meme coin, but you can take a coin that is it's already making good profits. And you can see because it's been around for a while. It's not new. It's been around for at least the last, well, according to you, like the last 10, 20 years, right? And so it seems like a good bet until you get into it. And then it's a rug pull, right? So. Yes. Okay. I have. Oh, you know what? I wanted to put this up again.
Thong bikinis? Here's the truth. High-level husbands, wives wearing thong bikinis? Here's the truth. High-level husbands do not have wives who wear those in public. It's one thing to wear those at your house and in.
I can tell you right now, I would love my wife was wearing a thong bikini. She has at Bel Air. So just putting that out there. And I have no problem with any woman, wife or otherwise, wearing a thong bikini anywhere, as long as the ass looks good, right? And that's really what this boils down to. Like, yes, I agree with you that wives should not wear thong bikinis if they don't have a thigh gap, if they don't have a nice little that perfect peach ass, right? That then yes, no, I 100 yes, sir, I'll go to your church. But this is what guys who don't fuck say.
Private. I absolutely respect people who work hard on their body, but character quickly gets revealed by our actions.
So if she's not fucking you, what does that say about her character?
Marriage is a direct reflection of you. A classy man has a classy wife.
Yeah. I think the classy wife and the classy man are mutually exclusive. Just throwing that out there. And what qualifies as classy? Now, I love it when guys like get like really super self-righteous and they want to like tell you how your marriage ought to go. Like I don't know if I was gonna bring this up or not. Oh, let me get to this real quick. This just jumped in. Get Dr. Sarah E. Hill. You and Patrice O'Neill saved my life. I'm 38 with 27 in a religious only marriage. Option on mine. Open. I guess you option on mine, closed on hers. In a religious marriage, huh? Well done. What did you pull up?
Oh no, I was gonna get the doctor's.
Okay. Oh, that was that one. Okay, good enough. Yeah, I was so like, bro, please don't like. You don't strike me as a guy who gets to decide what's classy and what's not, or what's sexy and what's not. I think one of the things when you see that, by the way, that video is actually the first part of a longer video because there's all these reactions to this guy, and and this is probably the effect he was looking for. So I do understand that this was probably a bit, okay? And the bit is to get the women wives in particular to pop up and chime in and do like, what is it? A reaction incoming, or what is it, like splice incoming or something like that? Stitch incoming, right? Well, there's a lot of stitches for this one because there's all these women who are just like, no man should ever tell you what you can and cannot wear.
Here's the monster voice. Go for it.
No woman. Oh, wait, give it to me. I did pretty good on my own, don't I?
I think I need to just add it on this.
There it is. There it is. You got it.
No mortal man should ever tell a woman what she can and cannot wear. Lord Corn decrees that thong bikinis should be worn by all women. That sounded very much like Slanesh. I'm sorry for that, but yes.
Yes. No man should ever be the one to decide what you. No man should ever tell you your ass is too fat for those yoga pants or those defines. By the way, thank you for those. my ass looks great in those. No, my wife's ass looks fucking amazing in those, because I looked those up after you said, though, those are defined. Like I think we had some video on here, and you said, oh, those are defined. I'm like,
Game changer.
the fuck? I looked at those and I go, those are fun. I looked those up, and I ordered a set for my wife just to see if she would, like them and stuff like that. And she loves them. I'm like, fuck, these are great, man. I mean, she already has a nice ass already, but I was like, fuck. And yes, if you're watching, honey, be my guest, please. I'm all about it, man. Fuck, go right ahead. Right? Do you think I'm fucking 58 years old? Do you think I give two flying fucks at this point, man? Like, does my wife still fuck me? Yes. Okay, we're good. Let's go. The thing what kills me is like, my wife and I are both in our late 50s, and it's like, we can still, keep up with the people at the girls at Babes in Toyland.
Mm-hmm.
My wife comes with me. Well, she will be this time. She comes to Babes in Toyland with me. If it's in Vegas, she'll come to Babes. And then, like, she's friends with Harper too, with Mike's not girlfriend. And what blew me away, and maybe I'm giving away too much here, but like, what blew me away is like, I never thought in my life that like my wife and like Harper would like click, would be friends. I'm like, fuck, man, they love each other. I'm like, fuck, this is awesome, man. But again, you're looking at a difference, an age of 30 some odd years. I'm like, fuck, this is awesome. But my point being is like, we don't live in the 20th century anymore, bro. Like, maybe if we were living in the early 90s, right? Maybe if we were in the 60s or something. Oh, I can't clutch my pearls, my stars and garters. Like, we don't, like, I'm 58 years old. How old are you? 23? 24 years old, right? Mike is 48. Sterling Cooper is 38. I believe Justin Waller's 37 or 38. I think he's somewhere around there. Where does that put Myron? Myron's like 35 or 36, I believe. You're 24. Let's see. Jake. Oh, 4. God damn, really? He's 40 years old. Holy shit. He just turned 40. Hey, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Justin Waller. Waller's 40. But see, here's the thing is like, the point I'm making is like, I work with guys who are, I know, 36. Oh, cool. Okay. So Myron's 36. That means Fresh is 33, 32, something like that. Somewhere around there. February 1st is his birthday. I didn't know that. God, he was born in 1990. No, Fresh Prince CEO. Or Walter Weeks, you could put it in there too.
Born in 92.
92. So he's two. Yeah. So he's 33. Okay. Well, he'll be 34 this year. Yeah. Wow. Cool. I wonder when his birthday is. Yeah. So what I was going to say is that I don't really think in terms of age anymore. Maybe that's weird because the only time I think in terms of age is when people go, "How come that guy looks like he's still 20?" And okay. Well, what? That's a bad thing. Like, or people will be like, "I would hate to be Rollo because he's still trying to be 14 years old or something like that." Like, dude, I am in better shape at 58 years old than possibly you are. I would dare say. I think I am probably within the top, well, certainly 10% of people in my demo, maybe even 5%, depending. I know guys who are my graduating class, like people on like Facebook that I've known since like high school, and I'm like, they do not look like me. They do not look like me. That was one of the reasons I didn't want to cut my hair, because when my hair goes like, and by the way, give me $500 super chat and I'll take off the beanie right now. But it wasn't the length of the hair. It's just like my natural color is not like salt and pepper white, hair. And I'm just like, and I told my wife, I said, because I cut my hair right before my surgery. And I told my wife, I said, if I cut my hair, I'm going to age myself probably like 10 years. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, I like it. Bitch, please. Nobody likes. I will look like Scott Galloway. Actually, Scott Galloway will look younger than me because he's bald. He's like straight up cue ball bald. So, but I have been experimenting with like going darker with it on the side. Thank you, Jake Cope.
Touch of gray.
Yes. Yeah, so it looks a little bit different. I'm experimenting with looks. The average woman doesn't want the average Delta man. Yes. Mystery and Patrice O'Neill, Mike and yourself are gods. Gods among men. Gods among men. Among insights made my wife watch The Pickup Artist. Really? God, is that show still around? I mean, I know it's not in circulation anymore, but and YOLO. YOLO. Haven't seen you in a while, brother. Hi, please tell us about your TRT routine. Really? Didn't you see the trend? The trend clip I played? What was your testosterone levels when you started at TRT, and what are your levels now? Good question. Do you combine other hormones with TRT? Why, yes, I do. Any negative effects? No, none I've seen so far. So what's my TRT regimen? I go to here. Hang on, let me get that out of here. There we go. I go to Aegis Male, which is like it's like the McDonald's of TRT. I love everybody there. Don't get me wrong. I love you guys, but like it's vanilla, right? So yeah, I mean, that's where I go. I go to Ageless Male. I get one shot like tomorrow. I'll get my shot. Right now I am on 150 milligrams of testosterone cypionate, which is like vanilla TRT. I have been as high as 170 and as low as 120, just depending on what my levels are. My levels kind of fluctuate, and they've been a little bit whack lately because I was on meds when I was doing my surgery, so that was part of it. So I just did blood work last week, as a matter of fact. That's why I don't know what my levels are now. But when I started, my levels were at 486, and if they're below 500, then you qualify. Okay. So that's when I got on TRT. I started doing TRT two years ago and 6 months, or thereabouts. Yeah, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, roughly. And have I supplemented anything else since then? Well, I will defer you to Todd Lee at MD. By the way, who I talked to recently.
Okay, hell
yeah. I'm not going to tell you I haven't supplemented it with things like Anavar or Masteron now and then, but that was like last summer. I've been kind of just doing nothing but TRT recently because I had surgery and I don't want to monkey around with anything until I'm like 100% healed up. Because you got to remember my reconnection surgery was at the end of March. So you're looking at April and May, about 2 months, and then just about 2.5 months. I got to make sure like I'm 100% before I start screwing around. But I have been going to the gym, obviously. I'm back at Powerhouse again. And I don't know. We'll see. I don't know yet. But I don't know what my levels are now because I just did blood work last week. But I'll let you know what they are. I have been, in the past, I have been as high as, low. I've been as low as 760. And I've been as high as 1,000. Just depends on when if they were giving me the 170 a week, I was probably pushing like 900 or 1,000.
Are you just pinning one time a week, or are you?
They just do me one time a week is all, and it's cypionate, so it lasts a little bit longer. I know that they're also they're trying to legalize Anavar now because it's like the most mildest like anabolic that you can get. So if they make that legal, I'll probably add Anavar to my stack, only because I already know what it can do, and if I can get it legally, I'll do it. And then they have GLP-1 there. Yeah. They have what's funny is they have like all these different like cocktails there. You can get a banana bag, which is like if you're like recovering from like if you got a hangover from drinking and stuff. They'll give you a banana bag, potassium and vitamin B and stuff. I get vitamin B shots once a month. Like they say you can do them like every other week. I just do it once a month. And then you can do, I don't think they have Retta, but they do have, they have GLP-1. I guess that would be Retta.
They should have GLP.
I know that they have semaglutide there. There's other stuff that they have. You can get Cialis there too, like but low dose Cialis, where it's the kind of like they say you should take. I think it was Huberman who was saying you should take Cialis low dose every day. Like it's just good for your blood flow. Yeah. Bodybuilders have been using it forever. Tadalafil or whatever it is. Tadalafil, yes. Tadalafil
and Cetaphil. Cetaphil is the Viagra.
I wonder if is like Cialis better than Viagra for that?
I mean, depends on what, right? Because Viagra is gone after that first 4-hour window versus Cialis is a 2 to 3 day window, depending on the milligrams that you're taking.
Yeah, Cialis lasts longer. That's right. Yeah.
So for better heart health, I mean, it would be Cialis.
Right. I got some other shit in here that I wanted to talk about. Hopefully this will work. Oh, that won't work. That's Bradley. Sorry. I ended up like downloading some of these videos thinking that they were going to run, but they don't. How about this one?
I believe women should look for guys that are successful financially, not broke, successful. Like if you're a broke joke and you're a full-grown man, you're a broke joke. Doesn't make you permanently broke. But if you're a broke joke, I don't think a real man that's broke would be out there dating anyway. I think they'd be figuring out how to get their shit in order, how to not be broke, right? How to focus on themselves. And if you happen to meet some guy like that, well, he might be rich one day. So again, if you're just looking for a rich dude, you've got your priorities screwed up. I'd be looking for a good man, not a rich man. Rich would come secondarily.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, women don't agree with you, Brad.
Wait, he's the woman choosing?
Yes. I was going to say, Brad, that's, I like Brad too. He's been doing a lot of videos like this, and some of them hit and some of them don't. But the reason why I wanted to throw him in here is because it sort of comes back to like the beta male survival guide, right? That's what it's one of the messages that you get from a lot of guys is like, don't even go date. Don't even bother dating unless you've got, $10,000 in your bank account.
Don't practice, just say you said.
Yes. And I'm like, God, thank God I didn't listen to you when I was younger. Because I will tell you right now, the most pussy I got in my life was when I was the brokest I was a broke joke, what's funny is like, I can remember between like 1988, I guess it would have been 20, 89 and 94. That was 95. From 89 to about 1995 was when I was just fucking on fire. Dude, I was a kid in a fucking candy store because I was playing in what was just the remnants of the Hollywood metal scene because everything changed once Nirvana showed up in 1990, right? But we, the thrash metal scene never died in LA. There were still they're still great. Have you ever heard of Lich King? Lich King is fucking awesome. God, I love you guys. Thank you for keeping the faith, Lich King. Love that band. But you're looking at the thrash scene never really died, but the thing is Axe Cop is the best fucking song. But they I had to do everything analog, man. I didn't have the red pill. I didn't have I had none of this existed. I had to learn how to do it all by myself. When I was your age, we had to find ways to fuck girls without the internet. But no, I mean, I did not have that much money. Like I said, I had a 1-bedroom studio apartment in North Hollywood. I had a white 79 white Toyota pickups truck with no tailgate and a tailgate net. I had a Randall half stack and I had 2 guitars and whatever pedals I was using at the time. And then I had my bass rig too. That was the extent of my liquid asset. So I would probably venture to guess I was a broke joke according to Bradley's thing. But I will tell you this right now, Brad, I probably turned out more pussy than you have in your life between 89 and 1995. When I was at my poorest. It's funny is like when I made my most money, I'd been married for 20 years by that point, right? So if you're going to wait, I got married in 96. By the way, my anniversary is coming up. It'll be 30 years this July 20th. But the funny thing is at my poorest is when I got the most ass, right? And that's like, I will, okay, I know this, maybe I'm an outlier. I know things were different back then, Rollo. But I will tell you this is my wife and I dated, like I was dating other chicks at the same time. She's dating other dudes too when we first got together, and we were dating non-exclusively. Okay. She was one of
4 girls I was seeing at the time. And I know for a fact she was seeing dudes who were like way more paid than I was. And then at one point she asked me to be exclusive. And so I was bringing something that she wanted, and it wasn't fucking money, because she was dating guys who were medical professionals who made quite a bit more than way more than I did. And it worked out. And now I make more money than they do. But that's how it all played out. And so I'm going to tell you, so I kind of have to, at least in some way, to marginally disagree with what I understand Brad's logic behind all of this. But again, so your beta male survival guide is you don't have to be paid to get laid. Okay. Money is a force multiplier, no doubt. But that's, you got to remember, like, if you're looking to get married, if you're looking to have a long-term relationship, like everybody seems to think that that's the fucking ultimate goal, right? If you're 22, 21, 22, 23, 24 years old, somewhere in there, nobody looks at you as a prospect for their bright future as a husband and a leader in your family. And nobody is expecting, like, certainly the women today are not like, if they find a guy that's got money and how old is Logan? Logan Duong's got to be, I know he's in his mid-20s. Logan is definitely an outlier in all of this. He's got money, he's young, and chicks want to get with him. And I'll tell you this right now, Logan Duong in no way should be looking to get married anytime in the immediate future. And why would he? Because he's got money. That's the problem, Brad. It's like if a guy like Logan has, and I don't know how much he has, but let's just say he's got a few $million in the bank, right? And he's 27 years old. I forget. Oh, sorry, Logan, I'm going to ruin you. I know you're in your 20s. And he's driving a McLaren, which I know he has, and it's rented, but he's got other expensive cars. Logan's a good friend of me and Mike. Well, he's been a friend of mine first, and then me and Mike. And then, but he's got a good chunk of change. He's young. Should he now? He's not a broke, definitely not a broke joke. So should he be looking for a wife? And I would argue no, not now. Why would he? He has sexual selection. He can be selective about who he wants to get with. Why would he do that? But see, that's the operative. When guys are giving you, like the guy who was talking about, oh, you should never let your wife run around in a thong at the beach or at the swimming pool at Bel Air. Those are the guys who have this mindset, and this is not necessarily Brad, but this is like this mindset of, you got to follow this plan. You got to follow this process. And that's like, wanted to get into this with respect to sort of beta male survival strategies here, is you're always going to hear people tell you that you should follow what their process, their program, what they're talking about. Like you're going to be happier if you get married. You're going to be happier if you do. You're going to live longer. You're going to make more money if you're going to be more sad, have more family satisfaction, or whatever it is, if you follow this plan that I've been following for a long time, and I think it's the best way, and I think it's everybody. Here's my advice to you. What's your advice? Be like me. Do what I did, even if it's bullshit, right? It wasn't perfect. I didn't always follow this, but if you follow the program that I'm thinking you should, then you'll eventually get to where I'm at right now. I didn't actually follow the process to the letter, but I'm here anyways, and this is what I would advise guys to do. You're not living your life. You're living their program. You're living their process. That's the same. You want to know why I have the same problem with Andrew Tate that I do with a guy like, well, not Bradley, but the guys in the TradCon communities, right? Because they're both selling you, trying to convince you anyway. So whether you're paying for it or not, right? They're both advising you to follow a process or trust the process, right? Here's my process. Hustlers University, crypto, this, and this. This is my process, and whether it's bullshit or it's not, this is what I'm advising you to do. Then you've got TradCon, Orthoboro, whoever the fuck it is. Do this. Marry young, marry early. Have a bunch of kids you can't afford, Charlie Kirk. Do all these things, and you'll follow my process, and you'll be better off for it. I was on point here. story time. I was on. I went to dinner last night with Monica Almaguer and her husband Mike, and another couple and my wife and everything. Because we go us married couple guys. We all go out and we were at Lynetta. It was a great fucking good food there too. And one of the questions that Monica asked me, she says, "What do you think about Steven Crowder?" And I'm like, "Well, what do you mean?" He goes, "Why do you think that Steven Crowder is red pill now?" Because he certainly sounds it, right? I mean, he's had Myron and Fresh, well, Myron mostly, but like Myron and Fresh have been both on that show for a while. I think recently who else was Andrew Wilson was on there as well. Okay. And Andrew is not, he would not say he's red pill, but he's certainly red pill adjacent. He's certainly in the manosphere, right? And I said, I would love to go on Crowder and Crowder, Steven. I still have like nothing but respect for Crowder, especially when he turned down Daily Wire to the tune of $50 million fucking dollars. Also, best decision he ever made. Because they let go of Brett Cooper and now with Jeremy Boring's gone. I don't know how you knew this, Steve, but that was the right play. In hindsight, being 2020, that was the right play. I don't know how you knew that, but that you did good by turning that down. And now he's much more popular as Steven Crowder than he would have at Steven Crowder Daily Wire, right? So I was talking to her, and she's like, "Do you think that he's red pill?" I go, "I don't think he would call himself red pill right now, but he's red pill." I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was fucking aliens. I don't think he would adopt red pill as sort of a moniker for himself. And then she said, "Do you think it's because of what happened before the divorce? Like when they were yelling at each other and there was that video, the ring video, and it was, of course, it was doctored up. And then, of course, Candace Owens jumps in because she's like fucking friends with Hillary and all that other shit. Like, I don't think people really remember all the just fuckery that went on as a result of that. And he doesn't like to talk. I think I've ever heard Crowder talk at least all that much about that time. And maybe it's because of the legal situation, like the divorce and everything else. Yeah. So it could be that, but be that as it may. I said, no, I think the reason why Crowder doesn't want to be called red pill, he doesn't want to talk about those things, is because when Crowder, there's post-divorce Crowder, and there's pre-divorce Crowder, right? Pre-divorce Crowder in 2016 was just this smug, self-righteous son of a bitch. And I'd say that with love. Okay. SJWs. He was, I remember, and it's still there. You can find this right now. It's on Fox News. He was a writer for Fox News at the time. And when he got married, I think it was the day of or the week after he got married, he was showing pictures of him and his wife and Hillary in the car. And we did everything the right way. And we met in church camp and we were virgins before we got married. And, it can still happen for you. And it was very much like Charlie Kirk when now we know everything about Erica Kirk, right? But very this self-serving, just self-righteous, this is the way people should do so. This is the process. This is what I advise young men to do. Follow this process and you'll be living the right life. Flash forward to 2026. He doesn't even want to talk about his ex-wife, Hillary Crowder, who still uses his last name. And again, I've nothing but love for Steven, but like, again, it's, if you would have had a pre-divorce Steven Crowder and post-divorce Steven Crowder, they're going to give you much different advice. Pre-divorce Crowder is going to tell you that you should follow his process. He did things the right way and you can do it the right way too. Okay. Take that with a grain of salt, young man. A young beta male learning how to survive in the jungles of the sexual marketplace in 2026. And then do your own research. Go and read that article. You can find it on Fox. It's Steven Crowder's marriage advice or marriage essay 2016, I think was the year. And then watch any of his shows with Myron Fresh or Andrew Wilson or God Love Me. I ever go on that show, I would love to have a conversation with him, right? Then you've got one of his guys, one of his dudes, one of his producers is like super religious too. He's the guy that Crowder used to be. it's almost like a reminder to him. And I forget the dude's name. He's an older dude. I think he's balding or something like that. No, not that there's anything wrong with that. But I think he gets a little more. I think he gets a little bit more, pearl clutching than even Crowder does. But Crowder used to be very, very self-righteous. And so, young Padawan apprentice, remember that the person that you know right now is trying to sell you on this experience and tell you what he thinks is the right process for you to follow is not always going to be the same guy who, well, 10 years later, because it's 2016, right now it's 2026. 10 years later, he's not the same dude. He's like, this is the red pill Crowder. You look at the Crowder. And another thing is, I should also point this out, that since we're on the topic of TradCons here, Tucker Carlson, same fucking shit. I remember when Tucker Carlson was on Fox and Friends, and I can remember him like just being adamantly opposed to what he was hearing around the fire about this new red pill thing, and was losing his shit about it 10 years later, about 10 years later. Now he's rubbing elbows with Nick Fuentes, and now he has he's talking to Andrew Tate, right? As if they're like peers, as if they're like equals of his. So 10 years ago, Tucker Carlson, much different than the 2025, 2026 version of Tucker Carlson. So the process is only as valid as the person who is part of it. I don't give you you'll notice that I don't give you a process. I can tell you what I did, sure, but you will not repeat my process, because you are not me. The chick that you're going to get with is not my wife. And the whole situation or the whole circumstances that led up to me being where I'm at, you're not going to be able to replicate those things. I probably couldn't replicate them over again. So I can give you information. I can equip you. I can educate you, but I can't tell you what to do. I'm not going to give you a process to follow. You are the process, and you are the one that's going to have to figure that shit out for yourself. Damn, we've got a bunch of them here. Hang on. Here we go. Did I get to yellow already? I did. So I told you about my TRT routine. And Roosh is a great. Oh, hey, this is good. Wait a minute. Roosh is a great writer. He is. And I think he's underappreciated, put it that way. You'll never find his books. If you have one of his hard copies, hang on to that like pirates fucking gold, man. And I don't know where they're at, but I think I still have a copy of Pussy Paradise. I have one copy of Pussy Paradise and a couple of his Bang books. Before I found you, I found Roosh. Yeah, everybody used to. He was the number one name in the manosphere, really. It was me, Roosh, and Royce. Royce, I think, was technically better than Roosh, but Roosh was out there. Roosh was actually putting, rubber to the pavement, right? Before I found you, I found Roosh, but you both have been the male mentors I didn't have. Thanks, man. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for your contributions. At least now I know somebody can actually contribute $50. That's awesome. Keep doing it, because then I'll take the beanie off. Isn't there a discrepancy between the sisterhood uber alles as a concept and women's intrasexual sabotage in the competitive market space? Okay, the thing about this is, like, you got to remember that the sisterhood uber alles is this is me spitballing. Okay, I probably could find some studies if I looked for them, but as far as the sisterhood is concerned, the sisterhood uber alles, or the solidarity that women feel with other women, is as a result of this shared sense of victimization or victimhood, or shared sense of oppression from when we were living in tribes in sub-Saharan Africa. Okay. You got to remember that women are have been and always will be the vulnerable sex. So as such, there is strength in numbers. So if one woman is weak, then two are stronger and 10 are stronger still, right? It takes a village to raise a child. The reason why that's a saying is because it's reflective of women's sort of communitarian way of organizing society. But where did that come from? It came from women's interdependency on one another, okay? That's not to say that from within that circle of interdependency, that there isn't a pecking order, that there isn't going to be competition for attention, because attention is the coin of the realm in girl world. Straight out of my book from 2013, Thank you very much. I've heard other people using that, butchering that saying. So I will tell you right now, you'll find that in actually, I think it's within the very first like 2 or 3 chapters of my first book. Okay. When it comes to attention is currency. Attention is something that women will fight for and use. And remember, attention has varying value to it. So attention from a creepy incel dork is not as valuable as attention from Justin Waller, the sexiest man alive. There, I said it. Oh, is he homosexual? I don't know. Anyways, so attention where it comes from is the value of that particular attention. So will women fight amongst each other to vie for that attention? Hell yes, they will. Absolutely, they will. Women fight in the psychological, men fight in the physical. So women fight back here and men fight out here. We beat the fuck out of each other, right? I'll tell you what's funny is men's violence is temporary compared to women's violence. Okay? So
they hold grudges.
Yes, they hold grudges that last a fucking lifetime. Remember we were talking about passive aggressiveness being bitch behavior. That's also bitch behavior is like never forgiving a slight.
But it could be like forgive but never forget.
They'll forgive, yeah, but they will never forget a slight. You know, like what is it called? Women do what's called stamp collecting, right? Yeah. They're like, oh, men know this because when they have a fight, then all of these things that she's been bottling up for the last, year and a half or whatever, it all comes out and she's drinking tequila. And fuck you, remember when you did this on our wedding night and blah, blah, blah. Where the fuck did all this come from? Like, guys are like blindsided by that. Women are not blindsided by that. They know it's coming because they do the same thing. So when 2 women fight and then they start the stamp collectors and they let it all out right then and there, that doesn't go away. That's the ultra violence for women. So yes, there is definitely competition from within the sisterhood uber alles. However, if the competition comes from outside of the sisterhood, like if men, like I've said this before, if you took Rachel Maddow and Megyn Kelly and you put them together on the same show, they will fight like cats and dogs until Rollo Tomassi shows up for the interview for Rachel Maddow and Megyn Kelly, and now they will lock arms and be like, "Fuck you, you're a misogynist." Wait, I thought you're conservative and you're a flaming liberal. No, we're women. All ideological lines are erased when the competition and the conflict comes from outside of the sisterhood uber alles. Then all bets are fucking off. I don't care what political party you are, what religious bent you are, if you're black or you're white or whatever your race happens to be. 2 women will lock arms and they will, or more, will lock arms and they will fight you. No matter if you're a man, they will fight you. So yes, I get that. Yes. That's not a discrepancy. That's just a detail that we overlooked. 6-string bass players with fingers. Well, you should always play bass with fingers. What the fuck's wrong with you? If you can't do this, you certainly won't be able to fuck the chick at the end of the little known Rollo fact, I actually started out as a bass player and then I moved to guitar after that. Because there were more openings for bass players in bands than there were, because everybody wanted to be Eddie Van Halen. Everybody wanted to be a guitar god back in the day, right? And so consequently, everybody's looking for bassists, and I could play anywhere because everybody needed a bass player. Les Claypool, I presume, and Flea have to use glue because of shredding. What, shredding their fingers? Finding musicians on the level to play 50 songs a night. Most are not prepared for everything involved. See, that's it. I don't want to play I'll play in a cover band, but I don't want to play 50 songs a night if it's a cover. If it's my songs, then I'm okay about it, right? But even original bands don't play 50 songs a night. Cover bands play 50 songs a night. You fucked up if you have to play 50 songs a night. What are you even doing? You know what I saw? Remember that band I kept turning you on to called Return to Dust?
Yeah.
Fucking great band. They just shot a video, like a full concert length video.
Okay.
at Red Rock in Colorado at the Red Rock Amphitheater. And I was like, holy shit, this is that. And it's just, I can't believe how many people were in the audience and it's outdoor. If you've ever seen Red Rock, U2's played there. Really big bands have played the Red Rock Amphitheater. And so I'm like, these guys are there. I'm very happy for those dudes. Do you think modern women would improve behaviorally if they adopt the ethic of JOMO, joy of missing out, instead of FOMO, fear of missing out? I don't know what JOMO technically means, like the joy of missing out, like they're happy that they're missing out. I don't think you're going to change women's behavior anyways. Men are not, okay, here, young man, since this is a beta male survival guide, young man, you are never going to change women's behavior. It will not happen for you. There's nothing you can do that will change women's behavior. That woman has to change her own behavior. Can you understand that? A very simple concept. In fact, you're not going to change my behavior or his behavior or anybody else's behavior. You're responsible for your own fucking behavior. I'm sure you've heard that before, right? You know how you can change people's behavior? Point a gun at them. The inspiration grows from the barrel of a gun, right? You can't make people want to do anything. They have to want to do it themselves. Can you inspire them to? Yes. Can you incentivize them? Can you reward them? Can you encourage them? Yes, and yes. But ultimately, it's them who are going to they're going to behave the way that they're going to fucking behave, right? So the best you can do is be the best that you can do, right? Be you. Do your thing. You're the one you've heard this a million times. Fuck, your mom probably told you this. You can't control anybody's behavior except your own. Thanks. What does that do for me? I want to change. I want that bitch to suck my dick. I want her behavior to change. How come she won't do it? I don't get it. Yeah.
What are you going to do about it? I'll suck his dick.
Yes. I don't know what joy of missing out. This is the first time I've heard of that. Is it like, you're trying to convince them that they should be thankful and they should be joyful, they should be happy that they're missing out on a certain experience? Because the fear of missing out is really based on the idea that whatever they're missing out on is worth something, has some value in the first place, right? If you fear of missing out, you wouldn't be fearful of missing out if what you're missing out on wasn't something that you wanted to do in the first place, right? So you're going to say, well, the joy of missing out, the happiness that comes, you're happy because you missed out on a certain thing. It sounds counterintuitive. I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading it wrong. What's this last one here? Hey, Steve-O. Buy the Rational Male Reignite. Yes, please do. Hold on. Here you go. The answer to relationships is on the back. A practical guide men can use to transform complex theory into action for today's changing world. Key words right there. Thank you. He's probably got it right. I'm going to read that. I'm going to write this down. Thank you, Steve. Steve is part of my Reignite group. He's my best one of my best advocates. I actually saw Harold over the weekend too. We went to Mijo's in Durango. That's another really good Mexican. Why am I all into Mexican recently? So anyways, there's that. What was some of these other videos I have? I got time for a few more. Let's put these up. I kind of wanted to do one of these days. I just need to do a straight up live stream with. Okay, this is too funny. Hold on, this is a joke.
You don't understand that what I'm about to show you was a book that I bought for my sister as a joke. This is not something that I was interested in reading. It just exists. Look at his face. Look at his face.
Triceratops and bottoms.
Triceratops and bottoms.
This is
and it's a series. It's written by a paleontologist. Straight to jail. Straight to jail.
You guys thought the Minotaur was bad. Now you have to be the Triceratops. Oh man. So it's funny because it's true. Mike Sartain insisted that I get the audiobook, and fortunately I have a lot of credits on my Audible, but I got the audiobook of Dr. Deborah So's Sextinction. And I'm listening, read by the author. So I'm like, oh yeah, I could listen to this for 8 hours. And one of the things she talks about in the book, and she's talked about I think I've even used the video clip here, where she talks about how I think she said this to Chris Williamson, how women want to be choked right now, or how, and she was just like appalled that choking, like sexual choking, was a thing. Mm-hmm. And rather than saying, yeah, women really like to be choked, because I've shown you the stats. Rolf Dengen had a couple of posts about this, about sexual choking, and they did surveys, and essentially it's women who want this. They're the ones who are insisting that the guy choke them. And it's not choking, it's just like grabbing around the neck. It's not like they're asphyxiating them. They might cut off the blood flow. Like I think it's meant to go get the veins that are on the side here. I don't know, because I don't pull shit. Like, I just want to, can I just fuck? Can we just have sex? I was like, it's fucking awesome, man. But like statistically speaking, I mean, just in the real world, women want to be choked, especially millennial women and Gen Z women. They want to be choked when they're having sex. In fact, it's their idea to be choked during sex. And so Dr. Deborah So is like all just losing her shit. Like, it cannot possibly be that women actually want to be choked. It has to be men's fault. Men taught them to like this. It's men who started, it's in porn, of course. Men started seeing this in porn, and then they started to do it themselves. And then the women found out that they liked it. So now, because of pornography and the guys that they fucked who watched the pornography, now they tried to do the choking thing with the woman. And now the woman says she likes it. And so now it's this dangerous sexual habit. It's not, but it's okay. I mean, chicks get off on it. But because it can't possibly be that women just fucking like to be choked when they're having sex. Some women, not all women, okay, but like there's enough women that it ends up in sextinction, right? But that goes to a larger point, I think, is that women actually like violent sex. They seek it out statistically. I've got it. I think I've used it on this show several times, right? Was it? Yeah, hell, even Rob Henderson reported on this, was that women enjoy violent porn more, that they seek it out more than men. You can go and look for it statistically. I think it was on a Pornhub's blog where they record all the stats about like what, the sexual appetites of, well, not just America, but the entire world, which is scary. But women seek out violent porn more than men do. Women want to be choked. It's their idea to be choked. Hey, will you choke me? Hey, I got an idea, honey. Let's try this choking thing I heard about, right? Or it could be with just like some of these chicks were reporting that they had sex and they had been choked during sex with guys they had just met. And some of them who were part of the survey were also asked, when was the last time you were choked during sex? And so a substantial portion of them said, last night, the last time I had sex. Well, first off, Deborah So, I would love to choke you. I would love it. Let's get together and talk about this. But no, I mean, Deborah, women like violent sex. Women seek it out, right? What was it? Morning Glory milking farm, Triceratops and bottoms. Any other? I remember. I think I told you this before. When I first put out my book, the very first ones, back in 2013, there was another book that was like the #1 selling book on Amazon. It was called "Come For Me, Bigfoot," is what it was, and it is exactly what you think it is. It's Bigfoot porn, is what it was. I found out through an article that the girl who was the woman who wrote the story, was making $30,000 a month off of that book at that time. Anyways, I'd probably not now, but at that time, how she was embarrassed that she was making that much money, because that's how popular it was amongst like, it's not guys buying this book. It is women that are buying this book. There's a reason why 50 Shades of Grey was the juggernaut that it was for as long as it was, or Twilight, or what is it? 365 DNI or something like that. The one that was on Netflix. Yeah, 365. Which was basically just 50 Shades of Grey updated, right? And trust me, gentlemen in particular, you want to make a lot of money. There hasn't been a 50 Shades of Grey book written in quite some time. There hasn't been anything comparable to what 365 DNI in a long time. There hasn't been anything comparable to Twilight or I'm going to choke you kind of thing in a while. Write that book now. And you don't even have to advertise it. Just make it something that's based on, you have AI rewrite 50 Shades of Grey. Have it rewrite a more, palatable version of Morning Glory Milking Farm, maybe without the Minotaur. Maybe it's like a rich executive guy who kind of looks like a burly Minotaur. Have AI rewrite it for you, and you will make $1 million and pay me off. I'm giving you the idea, so throw me a bone here. But if you go and you write that formula again, that formula comes up every now and then. Like first it was Twilight, and then Twilight kind of trailed off, and then in 2013, 50 Shades of Grey comes out. Bam, 65 million units in the first year, and then God knows how much after that, right? Embarrassing how much women loved that movie. And remember, that was a self-published book. And then you got 365 DNI and God knows whatever else. It's been a while since we've had a 50 Shades of Grey themed book. There's been enough time that people forgot about it. So you can make a shit ton of money. I'm giving you that for free. How to be a millionaire, young man. This is how you take that and run with it. Write the next version of 50 Shades of Grey and you will prosper, my friend. It comes in cycles. I swear to God, man. Twilight. How many? I wonder how many years there are between Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey. The first Twilight, just the first one, not because I know there's sequels, right? I find out what the dates
movie
were.
Or book?
The book for Twilight, the very first one. When did it come out?
Published
2005. Okay, and I know 50 Shades of Grey was 2013. Book release 2011.
6 years.
6 years. So you got your work cut out for you, gentlemen. That's just money on the fucking table. Here I am giving it to you, courtesy of the Rational Mail. You win, I lose again. All right, let's do one more here. Oh, so and get back to the point, Deborah. So it's okay. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with women wanting to. Have you seen those videos? It's on the reels on Instagram where the guy goes you don't see the guy. It's just you see this hand come out, and the girl's walking across the kitchen. She comes over and she goes, and she does this. It runs to it. Yeah. Explain that, Deborah. I'll wait. Let's see. What's a good one here? No, not that one. Oh, this was, I don't know if I want to do that one. Here, let's do, oh God. Okay, so I think I mentioned this before. I'll throw this out here again real fast.
Are what we call hypergamous. Hypergamous means that you like to mate up. So we spend a lot of time using an evolutionary perspective to understand humans. What are some of the unique challenges both men and women have needed to solve when choosing mates? And it's about this really brilliant wisdom that we've inherited from our ancestors and why this theory is so useful in terms of understanding sex. And that's a question of hormones. Our hormones create the experience of being the people that we are. Science and medicine has been very slow to acknowledge this. I think for a really long time, women were told biological sex doesn't matter, that the only things that really made women different from men were the parts of the body that get covered by a bikini. And that's just not true, and it's particularly damaging to women. When we change women, we change the world, and for better, and sometimes for worse.
Evolution, sex, and the birth control pill. Exclusively on Peterson Academy. Rob Henderson. Sounds a lot like an academy. Oh, and look, these seem like very red pill points. These seem like something those guys in the manosphere might say.
No.
You remember those guys who you said were the dudes who had fake courses and academies? And they would all, talk about pseudoscience like hypergamy and hormones and all this other stuff. They don't know what they're talking about. We do. What are you, seriously, Rob, Rob Henderson watches my fucking show. What are you, riddle me this, Batman. Like, a thing that got me is like, I remember when, what was it? When Louis Theroux, when the Manosphere documentary comes out, you got Rob Henderson just like mouthing off, talking about how like guys like myself and guys like and Andrew Tate, which he's not wrong about, and Mike and the rest of us, like we're just here grifting off of the insecurities of these vulnerable, in his case, young men, older men for me, right? And we're just in some way like hustling these guys for our fake courses in our fake academies. And I'm like, you mean like you at Peterson Academy? Like the courses that you're throwing out here yourself? Are you not trying to get people to come to Peterson Academy so they'll watch your TED Talk, whatever the fuck it is? And now we got this chick who I've seen before. I think I've seen her on Chris Williamson. She looks familiar. Now she is doing a course on hypergamy, a course on the the pill. Where have I heard that before? Wonder what book there should be a book written about this. Oh. There should be something, this is important. Somebody should write a book about this. Yeah. But it's such fucking hypocrisy. You are full of shit, Rob Henderson, and I like you. I really want you to see the light here, but I got to show you your own shit to counter you with your other shit. I counter your bullshit with your previous bullshit, right? Like this is going back to, your beta male survival guide. You have to if you're in this long enough, if you're in the manosphere long enough, hell, you don't even have to be in the manosphere. If this is what comes up in your feed on Twitter, on Instagram, on whatever social media is in the future, if this is the stuff that the algorithm, it's not the algorithm, it's you actually. If this is the stuff that's coming to you on a daily basis in your daily feeds or whatever it is that wherever you're watching this stuff, eventually you're going to get to the point where you're going to go, wait a minute. Didn't he say something about 2 years ago? He said something about this. And guess what? You can go, you'll be able to use Claude or Perplexity or something. Didn't he say something about this? Oh, yes, here it is. 2020, Rob Henderson said A, B, and C, right? And so, I've joked about this. And again, it's this, I say this out of love. Iron sharpens iron, Rob. This is not me fucking with you just to fuck with you. But I can refute Rob Henderson's assertions in 2026 with Rob Henderson's prior content from 2020, from 2022, from 2024. I use your own content against you because all it's doing is pointing out the inconsistencies and the hypocrisy and what it is you're talking about right now. Because guess what? I have been the most consistent voice in the manosphere since 2002. I've been doing the same thing for 22 years, 24 years now.
Since my birth.
Since your birth. Since this guy was a single-celled organism. Yes, I've been doing this a long fucking time, man. But I have never changed my tune. I've never pivoted to another niche. What niche am I going to pivot to? Fishing. That's what I'm going to do. Fishing channel. That's the only solution.
And redo River Monsters.
Goddamn, wasn't that a great show? Remember those big ass gar?
He literally
big old
caught
alligator
everything.
gar? Yeah, fuck, those are awesome. Dude, I would love to catch. There's certain fish I still want to catch. See, now you got me fucking sidetracked. Now we're almost done anyways. No, it's I've caught, let's see, like on the last trip I caught a barracuda that was as big as this table right here, as long as this table is. I don't catch fish, I catch dinosaurs. I've caught a sailfish. I caught sailfish that one time. You know what I want to catch? I want to catch a Icelandic grayling. It's an Icelandic grayling, I think. Greyling, I think is what it's called. No, grayling. Greyling, I think is it. Yeah, fish, grayling fish. There it is. You can see an image of it. There you go. That's what I want to catch me. I want to catch me one of those, man. I don't think they're like just unique to Iceland, but they're called Icelandic grayling, Arctic grayling. There's another one, Arctic grayling. Those are kind of cool looking fish, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would love to catch me one of those. I've never caught one of those before. I've caught flying fish.
Okay.
Oddly enough, I mean, you use them as bait, but what else? I've caught sturgeon before. Sturgeon's a fucking fight. That shit will snap your line so quick. I have not caught. I need to go to. I got to go with my son-in-law Connor. I got to go up to Alaska and do the salmon runs because I want to get. I have not caught steelhead. I want to catch steelhead. I've caught Goliath grouper before. I've caught 2 of those actually. They are like pulling a VW up from the bottom of the ocean. I think what else? Do you want to hear about my fishing adventure? Rollo, tell me about your fishing. This new version of 50 Shades of Grey could be red pill character. Yeah. The problem is if here's a trick though. You have to be able to trick women into thinking that's legit. Like Triceratops and bottoms, I hate to say it, that's legit, right? You could get away with that, but if you said red pill Christian Grey, Christian red pill, you would never work. You have to. You got to trick them. You got to trick them. Rollo, got a question. Okay, Sisters of Battle or Slanesh female cultists? Okay. Second, do Devil Crossroads still exist? We got 365 days in Poland. Polish feminist Biklana Lipsticka Lipinska write this book. I have no idea what that is. But for your first question, I will take Slanesh female cultists for 800, Alex. I like Sisters of Battle. I kind of always have, but because they're like battle nuns. That's the thing. Like when all these people, all these dumb fucking, Warhammer tourists who want to tell you that, we need to have female space marines. No, you have Sisters of Battle. That's you. Use that. Like lean into it. Like leave us alone. Can we just have something? Can give us something? Can we just please just have like dudes be fucking space marines? Thank you. It doesn't make the game better. Just because we got a female custodes, they fucking retconned that fucking thing. And the only reason I did that is because here's why: because they had already pressed off God knows how many of those miniatures. And I hate to say it, the miniature actually looks pretty good. It's very highly detailed. I would almost paint it if I didn't feel like I would sell my soul for it. I don't even play custodes anyway, so the Golden Boys are not my thing. Blood Angels, those Golden Boys, and they're my thing. But it doesn't make the game better. But that's the thing is like there's always there have always been female space marines. You just have to play Emperor's Children. You just have to play Slaneshi Chaos Marines because you don't know what they are. They're male and female at the same time. So technically, yeah, you got one or the other or both. However they are the choice of transsexual players of Warhammer 40,000. And trust me on this, I know I've seen it. The LVO, Las Vegas Open, is going to be at that hotel casino at Rio in October. You'll see them there. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Sisters of Battle I do like though. I think the background's really cool. If you know anything about the original background, I think was it Tomas Pirin or I forget the guy. What the fuck is the guy who actually wrote the history of those guys? It was really good. It was very good stories. It's very good back. It was the ecclesiarchy. It was kind of like a schism in the Catholic Church, but it's like think of it in like Warhammer and like the and the emperor. The emperor is not the pope, but the emperor is the god head of all of this. You know what's funny is like I see people like doing critiques of the new Dune movie that's coming out because they couldn't leave it alone, right? Like they couldn't have just let Dune 2 be like the second half of the book, right? Now they got Dune 3, which is basically Dune Messiah, which is okay. If you're gonna do that.
Slug time.
They're gonna do nothing but focus on Zendaya. I guarantee you, it won't be Paul Atreides. It'll be all whatever. It'll be Zendaya's whole thing. You know what's funny is in the original Dune, what's his Zendaya? Forget the name of the character she plays. Anyways, that's like his love interest in the thing. But what's funny is like she's a love interest. Then the guy that he ends up killing. The guy, what is her name? Yeah, what was her Dune 2? Who did she play?
This one you're
No,
talking about.
no. It's Zendaya. She played Chani. Chani, that's what she played. Chani is like his love interest, his like genuine love interest, but he actually has to marry the widow of the guy that he kills in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
He has to kill. He even takes over his family. He's responsible for his family, his children now too. And then he's got Chani, and then he's also got to marry the princess because so he's got like 3 bitches. Funny how they just kind of like let's just brush past that part in this book. Yes, yeah, let's just brush by that. I don't know who Polish feminist BLKN Bilkanka Lipinska write this book. I don't know who that is, but she sounds sexy. Yeah. All right. Do I want to do one more? Nah, it's good. Let's see. Oh, well, yeah. The reason I'm bugging out early is because the Knights are going to play in another hour. So that's what I'm doing. Hopefully we'll win this time. What did I want to throw out there at you guys? Oh, I am going, you know what I'm doing tomorrow?
What's up?
I'm going to halfway to Halloween.
Okay.
At is that Mirage? No, it's not Mirage. It's I forget where it's. Anyways, it's halfway to Halloween, and it is it's basically a Halloween costume. It's a contest.
Okay.
But it gives women get to be sluts in summertime. And so I will be going to that tomorrow. And the reason I'm going is because when I went to the Tao nightclub Halloween costume contest, I promised Laura that I would go and be like the big bad wolf because she was going to be Red Riding Hood, right? And so because I told her, but like Mike says, you need to go to this and you need to wear your alien costume because you'll win. And I go, really? He goes, yeah. He says, and I think the top prize is like $3,000.
Oh, damn.
So I'm like, yes, I'll be happy to go. So I'm going to go do that tomorrow and just like geek out. Oh, aren't you 58? Yes, I don't give 2 fucks. Also, what else we got going? No Access Vegas this week, so I'll probably be doing a midweek show of some variety. Not this one though. It's not this one. It looks a lot like this one though. This one freaks people out too. Not quite. I think we will. Here, there's the clip for you. Okay, clip. Okay.
Unmasked.
Unmasked. Rollo unmasked. Wait, where does it go? I'm not saying it was aliens. But it was aliens. Anyways, so I'll be doing that. My real alien costume looks like it's fucking real. I spent top dollar on that fucking mask too. Little known fact: one of the things I do for Halloween is I dress my house up in all greens. I like put like Area 51 warning signs up, and I have like a green strobe lights, and I take all that. It's very simple. It's so easy to do this. You should probably consider this too for Halloween. What I do is I go to all the windows that are showed like this towards the street. So if it's like the room that's above the garage, I'll put a green light in there, and then in the hallway I'll put another green light and a green light downstairs. So all the windows facing the street have a green light coming out of them, and then I have a fog thing going on, and I have all this other stuff. And then I wear the alien outfit. And so when the kids come up to the door, and I give the good candy out too, by the way, because if you're going to go through all that terrifying shit, you're going to get this. I'm going to make it worth your while. And I go there, and it's so basically, I've started doing this like back in like Reno, and people they know my house is the alien house, right? And so they'll come and sometimes if my wife's there, then she's the one that like hands out the candy and stuff like that. But it scares the shit out of the kids. But like if they're brave enough, there's definitely a payoff if you can do it. But so that's one of the things I do during Halloween. So, but it's fun as fuck. I don't know. I dig Halloween. Halloween's one of my favorite holidays, I think. I mean, Christmas is great too, but like I like Halloween. So I'll be doing that. What else? Oh, and then I get to, then on when is it? Oh, it's July 3rd. On July 3rd, I'm going to do. It's not Wet Republic anymore. There's a new name for it. They renamed it. But it's basically Wet Republic. There's Mike's got a bikini contest, and he needs an extra judge. And I'm I just happen to be available for this, and it's a dirty job, but I've got to put the extra. It's a great responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. So I'll be going and judging one of the judges at the it's whatever Wet Republic was renamed, whatever that is. That's going to be a contest, a bikini contest, which are preliminaries for Swimsuit USA. So this is Mike's gig. This is his contest. So I kind of have to go. Darn it. And then July 8th, I have to do the debate with Paul Elam and whoever else. And then I got Stephanie Fry's birthday party is coming up on the 15th. She's like this bodybuilder chick that I know. She wants me to come and hang out. It's a mansion party. I'll let you know more about that later. But we also, the band has a gig coming up at the Taverna. I don't know the date, but it'll be in July at some point. So we're fast approaching we're going to actually get out and start playing again. So that'll be awesome, which is something I was hoping I'd be able to do while I was sitting in the hospital going, am I ever going to be able to do this again? So anyways, that's it. And hopefully the Knights are going to win today. Hopefully this has been somewhat educational for you guys today. So no Access Vegas, but look for me doing some stuff with Mike, because Mike is now upping his game when it comes to his streaming. So he's going to be doing stuff. So I'll probably do some stuff with him on this channel, because we always multi-stream anyway. So I'll be doing that. And oh God, how did I forget this? July 4th of July through the 10th, we have Tim Pool is coming into Vegas. Okay. And I just got him set up at Origin Studios. So he'll be doing his show. I think it's for a poker tournament, kind of, because he's here for a poker tournament thing. But he's going to be doing his show live from Las Vegas. I'm so glad he's doing Vegas stuff again, man, because I got him. I went and did a show with him in December before I went in for surgery. And hopefully, if Phil Labonte comes with him, and I have no reason to believe he wouldn't, but Phil might come with Tim on the 4th. If he does, I'll do my damnedest to get him in here so we can do an interview with Phil from All That Remains, who's a very good friend of mine. And if I can, I don't know if I'll get him on Access Vegas, but if I can, I will. Access Vegas, the next one we're going to do will be in July, because Mike is going to the UK on the 24th, 25th, and 26th and 27th of June. He's going there for some charity kind of thing that's going on. I'm not really sure exactly what it is, but he will be back. And then so we kind of have to put Access Vegas on the back burner until the first Wednesday of July will be the next Access Vegas. So we'll be doing that. In the meantime, though, keep watching. I am also streaming on Kick now. I'm trying to do a little more on Kick. I'm trying to do some more streaming on other platforms right now, especially like Twitter. I get a lot of play from Twitter, and also Kick. So follow me on those. I might try to do. Didn't you say we could do like call-ins from Rumble?
Yeah, from Rumble's side, we could do call-ins, so people could come in and call in.
I think we might do. I think you and I should just do a like maybe you'll do a midweek Rumble stream where we get call-ins and see if anybody wants to talk to me live, because I didn't know you could do that.
Because the screening process is not really the best.
And then I could do ad reads on Rumble too. So
yeah, you can.
Okay, maybe we'll do that. I haven't done a live call-in show since 2018. So we'll see what we can do with that. And then also I'm trying to get Jim Sexton to Vegas. If I can get Jim here, then we'll do another interview with Jim live. So I'd love to get him live. But anyways, that said, if you guys want to join Reignite, please do. You'll in the description below. I'm trying to do things a little bit differently on YouTube right now. So I'm like actually writing a description. So like the algorithm will read the description and promote my stuff. But I'm going to start doing some more shorter form videos, not clips, but videos, and just see how those play out, just because it seems like that's what everybody wants these days. So that said, MTR, CGA, please, brothers, find some common ground. like, why can't we be friends? I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
I need to feel you on top of me. But I was just a kid when we met and went to bed. It was my first time. What'd you expect from me? I'm breaking up the rules now in the game. I've got some new tools. Please do the same. Time came by when over like a matchbox stereo. Time to get my thoughts now.
Hello there, children. How's it going?
I want to cast magic missile.
We're never gonna score. We're never gonna score. Now we're fucking in the bathroom, tearing up every wall while I got your hair. Why you screaming my name?
That's nasty. It is nasty, right? Isn't it nasty? Ugh.
She was swinging in the bedroom, whole time stopping and slubbing with her head like she's Claudia Kelly.
Well, I'm a whore.
Run me up and down like a pony. Turning up my song, getting messy. Working up and down on your body. Run me guilty. Turning up my song on your body. Maybe we can fuck again. And maybe things are different. Yeah. Baby, one more again. Won't you put it on me one more again? I need to know. And maybe we can fuck again. And maybe things are different. Yeah. Baby, one more again.
Preceding podcast has been a production of the Rational Mail. All rights reserved. Registered trademark 2026. And don't steal my Stanley Cup.
Good day, sir. Oh, those guys are back.
And maybe we can fuck again. And maybe things are different. Goddamn, baby, one more again. Won't you put it on me one more again? And maybe we can fuck again. And maybe things are different. Goddamn, baby, one more again. The best in my life. FBI, open up.
God wants you to have the baby.